And we say good morning to you. Welcome, broadcasting live as we are on this Monday, rainy. Not cold yet. It's going to get cold, but it's rainy for sure. And so we will tell you that our ball game already has been canceled for today. It was canceled yesterday, as a matter of fact. And so we'll let you know when the new one's coming. It should be either tomorrow or Wednesday. We say new one, meaning new date. Cyclones in Unicoi County in a big baseball game, the Upper Lakes Conference. So today we're focusing on La Show. Here he is. She's here, dressed in her I guess pink, Easter pink, I guess. She's got pink on for whatever reason, so she'll join us coming up here. Big news she's got to tell us from Northeast Community Credit Union. Also, Keith Harvey by here in a little while. He got the big plant auction coming up this weekend at Sycamore Shoals State Park, which is a big deal. Every year they have that. And so he'll be here to tell you how you can get some great savings on some really cool native plants in Northeast Tennessee. Also, Gary Rose is going to come by and talk about the obvious, the national championship tonight. Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators. Now, yesterday, UConn put a whooping on the South Carolina Gamecocks. I liked it. Paige Beckers and the Lassies defeated South Carolina, and it was a good ball game for a while. And then UConn, just for the second time this season, showed them who was the real deal, and they just won it going away. So they are the national champs for Gino Auriemma, for the 12th time he's got a national championship. So there you go. All right, national anthem time. Here we go, the OK Corral. Who does it today? Let's get her rolling because she's here. I want to get her on. She would be Mrs. DeMoss. The singer will be Jennifer Nettles on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We're talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center, one of our proud sponsors of the show, and Cyclone Sports. A lot of pharmacies out there, a lot of drugstores out there. Why, in your humble opinion, should we come and trade at Lingerfeld Drug Center?
Yes, I think our customers are our family. We treat people how I'd want my family to be treated. And that's, we can come in after hours for you if you need, or deliver to you. I think we just go the extra mile. A lot of times at a big chain or something, if you need a refill and it's out of refills, it's too bad. But we'll call the doctor, send them messages, and keep bothering them until they get them sent in to us. So we want to do everything we can to make sure our customers have their medicine and are happy.
Customer service, folks. Again, Lingerfeld Drug Center down here beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. She's here, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing great. National championship tonight. We need to do a prognostication. You have the Houston Cougars and you have the Florida Gators. Let's see, Houston beat Duke, Florida beat Alabama, Auburn. They're all running together with me. Shouldn't be, but they are. So, I got a lot on my plate. You got a lot on your plate. But anyway, who do you think's going to win tonight? The Gators or the Cougars?
It's unfortunate, but I think the Gators are going to pull through.
You don't really want to go that way, do you?
No, I don't want to go anyway with
No.
that, but I've got Gators winning it. So
All right. Gators going to do it tonight. We'll see. In Houston, or against Houston in San Antonio. Should be very much a pro Houston crowd since they're playing in
Should
San
be.
Antonio. But the Gators are the real deal. We'll break it down here in a little while. Gary's going to be here, Gary Rowe. We're going to break it down and get into the nuts and bolts of what should happen or what could happen for two guys sitting in East Tennessee that don't have a clue. We're just going to wing it, but it's worth talking about. So we have lots to talk about in Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors here on the show. We start with auto loans. 'Tis the season. A lot of folks out there getting ready to go on vacation, buying second cars, getting a new car, getting whatever the economy is picking up. So we're being told, looks like it is, and we like that. Gives you a good time to come out and buy a car. And they've got a great auto loan special we got going for us.
we have an amazing auto loan special right now. It is real. We're starting as low as 3.99% APR.
Wow.
So it's
Low.
not a joke. I mean, this is pretty cool. We're really excited to roll that out. Limited time offer, qualifications apply. And like I said, starting as low as 3.99% APR. You can apply on our website at bmycu.org or you can call us at 423-547-1200.
Is that new and used? Auto loan.
It depends. There's qualifications, you
For
know,
both?
there's,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
different things. I'm not sure the amount of how many years we can go back, so, but definitely call and ask.
Yeah.
Because that's a really good rate right now.
Oh,
I'm sure all of
absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
New and used.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, 3.99%, so it's worth a phone call.
Yeah.
That phone number is?
423-547-1200.
There you go. So it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go online, I guess, and check it. Can you apply for a loan online too?
You can. You can go on there and apply for a consumer, which is what this would be, or you can do a mortgage and different options. You can select where you want to meet with the loan officer, the name of the loan officer, and they will contact you as soon as possible for approval and so forth.
And they are busy, but they're not too busy for you, so
No.
just be patient.
Yep.
So, and you may get a call right then.
Exactly.
More times than not, you probably will, but if you don't, just be cool, because they will get to you. I can tell you that from experience.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we have a new branch open. It was flooded out. We worked very hard within sunset. It's going to take a couple of years. Inside of 7 or 8 months, going to new location. So it's temporary, but it's open. So tell us about that.
It is the temporary 19E branch.
Mhm.
It is a full service branch. They have an ATM, a drive through, and you can come in person. And it's right behind the one that is demolished at this time. And so, same hours,
Mhm.
and we are open on Saturdays from 9 until noon. Our lobby at our 19E, not our 19E branch, our main office on Saturdays.
Mhm.
We are open in the lobby right now because we have major construction at the drive-through. So not only are we open at our drive-through booth at our main office in Elizabethan, behind Elizabethan High School, we are also open inside. So that will alleviate some of your
Sure.
rush to get there and here and there on a Saturday. We are accommodating as best as we can, and that's what it's all about.
Be patient,
Yeah?
because we are redoing the drive-through.
Yes.
It will take some time.
Mm-hmm.
It does not happen overnight. Everybody wants it right now. It don't happen that way. So you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, go to the 19E location,
Mm-hmm.
which I really think shows the resiliency of the mountain people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a big article on the front page of the John City Press. We're going to build this place back. Showed a lady that was, I can't remember, was it somewhere where the flood in this area. They're going to build back. Everybody's building back. Nobody's throwing up their hands and we're leaving. We're going to dig our heels in. We're going to build back. Such is the case with the NCCU. You know, that originally they were talking about maybe it'd take a year or so to get it back up. So it's been what? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. You're talking 7 months. They got a new location for you. So shows shows me a lot of how much you guys are committed to your customers. We're going to do what we can as quickly and as safely as we can. They built on the same location. We went up a little higher in the floodplain to build a new location for you and me, for us. So hats off to the NCCU folks. So there you go. Obviously, you like them because you got voted some really cool stuff over the weekend. It came out in the paper. Tell us about that.
It's a mouthful, so get ready. We won the best credit union,
Yep.
mortgage lender, financial and investment firm, and notary in the Johnson City Press Carter County Reader's Choice Best of the Best.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much. We love our members, we love our community, and it shows that we're doing something right, and we're going to continue to serve our members to the best that we can, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Best credit union, best mortgage lender, financial investment firm, and notary in the Johnson City Press, Carter County Reader's Choice, Northeast Community Credit Union. So there you go. Which you guys take a lot of pride in that.
We do. I mean, credit unions, that's the way to go in my opinion. Lower rates, more money back on your investment. I mean, personalized interaction. We know you by your name, and you're not going to lose your loan to another firm.
Mhm.
It stays right at Northeast Community Credit Union when you finance with us.
You don't sell it off.
We do not sell it off,
Nope.
and so there's a lot of qualities to that. But we have some wonderful credit unions in the area, and we're just really proud to be the best of those categories. That's an honor. So we're really thanking our members and our community for the support.
Absolutely. So there you go. So new location, auto loan rate starting at 3.99% APR, and got all those awards based on the readers of the Johnson City Press. So it's a good thing. Now summer's coming, a lot of outdoor events. You guys gonna be everywhere. Tease me about some of the places you guys are gonna be.
We are going to be at, let me think, River Riders, Elizabeth and River Riders
Mhm.
opening night,
Mhm.
June the 5th. It
Mhm.
is a Thursday.
It is.
We're going to be down there. That is Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. And then we're going to do Hometown Heroes in July 18th. And that is for all of our first responders and heroes of our community. They get in free along with their family. And we are doing Farmers Market, the Elizabethan Farmers Market.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be starting in May
Yeah.
through September.
Mhm.
And that will be in Kiwanis Park this year. And we will be back to school bash as usual, teachers in service. We are doing
It's
There's
down the
so
road.
much.
Cover Bridge Days. That's in
community
September.
there's a community baby shower in June we're going to be a
Mhm.
part of for the Carter County Health Department.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many on my
Mhm.
brain,
Mhm.
but that's just to name a few. And awards day is coming up. We're going to be handing out those awards to those seniors that are going to win the William Armstrong Scholarship. And those are continuing their education will win that at each of our local Carter County and city and homeschool schools. We will go to the awards day and present that award to them and give them a check and have their picture taken with a big check. So that's coming up as well.
Yep. Lots going on. Everything you want to know about credit, you go to bmycu.org. Correct?
Yes. And Tour Schools is coming up.
Tour schools. Do we know the date yet?
We do not.
We do not. No.
But it's coming up. Don't
It
know
is
when, but
coming.
yeah.
After testing, they said it'll be after benchmark testing or AC, whatever they call it now. So
Yeah.
we'll be going to all 5 schools here in Elizabeth City Schools and showcasing the great things these kids are doing in 1 hour, which you can't do much in 1 hour,
Right.
but we'll do the best we can, and you get an idea of what the good things are going on in the school. So there you go. Now, have you had this yet right here?
What's that?
This is the frosted pineapple dragon fruit.
I never have. I don't know why, but I don't have smoothies much, and I don't have milkshakes much. It's a wasted calorie for me.
Mm.
I know. I need to get off of that.
That'll set you free right
Sounds
there.
like it's worth it.
Oh, yeah, it is. Or making all these grunt noises. It is very much worth it. It is a frosted pineapple dragon fruit. It's the seasonal drink. It is the forerunner to the peach milkshake, which is coming out, I think they said in mid-May, first part of
Okay.
June for the summer. So
Mhm.
This one's going good right now. So you're going to grab you some lunch. I know
Yes.
it's time to go back to the workplace.
The best credit union.
Yep, the best credit union, the best mortgage lender, the best financial investment firm, and the best notary in the Johnson City Press Carter County Reader's Choice Awards.
Yes.
Northeast Community Credit Union.
Thank you.
Yep. See you next week.
You'll see me then.
Where will we be next week?
We will be at the Eagles Center.
Yep, Eagle Center Antique Store downtown next Monday. We'll pull away from here for 1 week and go down there and hang out with Tammy, and we'll be there broadcasting live. So we'll let you peruse through there. You may find something you may want to purchase that you just can't live without. You just walk through the store and go,
You
I gotta
never
have that.
know.
You know, because there's lots of good things down there.
Yes, there are.
All right, we'll see you next week. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at some Major League Baseball. Top of the hour. Keith's here going to join us with the plant auction. That's coming up. That'll be with Sycamore Shoals, and Leslie's going to be here top of the hour. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at some Major League Baseball next. By the way, our baseball games rained out today for the obvious reason. We've taken a lot of rain today. I don't know if we can play tomorrow if it keeps raining, because we really had a lot of rain. So today's games for sure has been canceled. So we'll be home tonight watching the Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators. And Mrs. DeMoss has went on record and said the winner of the game will be
Florida.
Florida Gators. You can take it to the bank.
Wah, wah, wah.
You can call Vegas. You can, if she says it, you can take it to the bank. There you go. She is our prognosticator par excellence. That's a stretch. We'll take a break. See you next Monday.
You'll see me then.
Take a break. Be right back into this from Physical Therapy Services on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. This is Smith from Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Things that you do, maybe some things folks don't realize you do at PTS.
So a lot of people think that we hang our hat on sports and providing sports coverage, which we do, and we do a very good job with that. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but there's a reason that we've been doing this since 1976, and we continue to be the go-to people for this. But some of the things that we treat that people don't realize that we treat is just generalized deconditioning. People that aren't able to get up out of chairs, people that aren't able to work, people that want to be able to go and see their grandkids play sports, but they can't make it from the parking lot into the stadium. So we help people do that. Vertigo. We do a lot of vertigo work and a lot of dizziness work. We're one of the few vertigo from the American Balance Institute, one of the few vertigo clinics within the state of Tennessee. We do a fantastic job with that as well. And the other thing is, because we've been in business for so long, we are very well integrated within the healthcare system of Northeast Tennessee and outside of Northeast Tennessee. So if we can't help you, we can refer you to the right people that can provide you with the appropriate care.
Awesome. A lot of things. Website, how do we find your website? What's there?
ptstn.net. You'll find our information, contact information. We're currently redoing our website, trying to make it better and updated. Really, the best way to get in touch with us is to call us or stop by, set up for a consultation, and we can point you in the right direction. Whether we're pointing back at us to get you taken care of, or we are pointing you to one of our fellow clinics and fellow physicians.
Phone number is
423-543-0073.
Physical Therapy Services, PTS, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, "Officer, officer," they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we'll be joined coming up here in just a little while by Keith Hart. All right, so I don't know where it comes from. You know, I'm going to tell you about this contract. I don't know where, I don't understand where it comes from. I don't know how long they're going to keep doing it, or they can keep doing it. Vladimir Guerrero over the weekend signed a contract, the largest contract extension in Major League Baseball history. $500 million over 14 seasons. $500 million over 14 seasons. Again, I've said this over and over on the show. I don't know where it all ends. I mean, you can't just keep shelling out this money, but they do. I mean, $500 million, 14 seasons. So, third biggest contract in Major League history behind Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani. He's 26 years old. 160 home runs, 177 doubles. Guys had an impressive resume. But $500 million for 14 seasons. Would you take it if they paid you? Of course. But I don't get it. At some point, somewhere out there, I don't know where it is, out in the nebulous, there's going to be a breaking point that they just cannot keep writing these contracts. But so far, they still are. Why would you say that? Because at some point, I mean, it's going to reach the point, they're passing it on to the consumer, you and I going to the ballpark for a concession stand, or tickets to get in, or parking, or whatever, souvenirs, and at some point, Mom and Dad America is going to say, we can't afford to do this anymore. We're going to stay home and watch it on TV. Okay. TV, they pay out a bunch of money, but at some point, when the stands are empty consistently, I mean, something's got to give. But anyway, it's above my pay grade. All I know is this guy's making a lot of money, and there you have it. All right, who plays where today? Playing today, we've got one day game. The Yankees will be in Detroit. Under the lights tonight, Cardinals in Pittsburgh. The Red Sox hosting Toronto. The Dodgers will take on the Nationals in Washington. The Mets open up the series in Miami. Minnesota, Kansas City. Texas will be in Chicago to battle the Cubbies. Houston and Seattle. Arizona and Baltimore. San Francisco hosting Cincinnati. San Francisco, by the way, the best team in baseball right now. They're 8-1, best team in either league. And the Padres will be in, where are they playing them at? The Athletics, oh gosh, what's the name of the town? Is it Sacramento? I think it is. I'm not for sure on that, but they're not in Oakland, and you know that. So here are the standings starting the week. Yankees in the East lead the Red Sox by a half game. Red Sox have gotten hot. They're now 6-4. Yankees are 6-3. They're in first place. In the Central, Detroit leads Kansas City by one game. In the West, the Rangers at 8-2, one of the best teams and the best records in baseball. Without Evan Carter, you know he's still down in the AAA. And Landon Knox. Somebody asked me over the weekend what's going on with Landon Knox. Landon Knox is also, he's been demoted. He's down to Oklahoma City for the Dodgers AAA organization. So our two local young men are no longer, for the moment, with the big club, but we expect them to be back up there. Nonetheless, the Rangers are 8-2. They're the best team in the American League West right now. In the National League, you know where the Braves are. The cellar dwellers are 1-8. They are not hitting the baseball. It's real simple. They have no offense to speak of. Philadelphia leads the division. They're 7-2, a game better than the Mets. The Cubs lead the Central by a game over Milwaukee. And San Francisco, we told you, the hottest team and the best record in baseball, leads the Dodgers. They're actually even Steven, is that right? Yeah, they're even Steven. The Dodgers are 9-2, and the Giants are 8-1, but they're even. And the Padres are half game back. So that's what's going on in the standings starting the week. Then the topic comes back to the torpedo bats. These are the baseball bats, a bowling pin-shaped bat. So it has seen a spike in Major League home runs this season. It was designed by Aaron Leonhardt, a former New York Yankee front office staffer, who's now a coach of the Miami Marlins. He designed the bats with a mass concentrated in the area where the hitters tend to make contact. We call it the sweet spot on the cylinder of a bat, right there in the middle. He made it fatter, if you will. It looks like a bowling pin, and you're holding the bottom part of the pin, if you can imagine a bowling pin, and the fat part is where the bat is. So they call it a torpedo bat because it looks like a torpedo from back in the days of World War II, and I guess torpedoes now as well. So the hitters tend to hit that more frequently in that area. We call it the sweet spot where we've grown up. So now, envision a bowling pin, upside down bowling pin, and you're holding the bottom part of the pin, and the fat part's up top, that's the bat. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, said it's good, we like it, because there have been some complaints that maybe it's an illegal bat. Meets all the specs. The commissioner says we love it. We're going to keep using it. No problem. You can keep on using it to your heart's content. So there you go. That's the very latest on that. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A. We're going to be joined. We'll get Keith on here in just a few minutes. So, you know what's happening this weekend. It's race weekend. The boys of NASCAR in Bristol. Ross Chastain will start getting all these NASCAR driver appearances. Ross Chastain will be at Piney Flats on Friday at 3:30 for the first 100, first come, first serve, first 100 people in line. So if you want to come by and see him, he is a watermelon farmer by trade. So you know the story. His shtick is when he wins races, and he does, he smashes watermelons in Victory Lane because he's from a watermelon farm in Florida. He's an 8th generation watermelon farmer to be exact. So he'll be he'll be piloting the #1 Busch Light Chevrolet in the NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday, the Food City 500. It is a triple header weekend. Friday night's the truck races, Saturday the Xfinity races, and Sunday, Bristol Motor Speedway, there will be. It's race week, and I already have seen yesterday a bunch of campers, which is a good sign. Campers are coming in on Sunday. Saw a lot of them on the interstate yesterday, which is a good sign, which means they're coming to town. What are they bringing? They're bringing money. And so we see a lot of trailers and campers. Be nice to them. They're bringing money. There'll be a lot of folks coming through here from North Carolina. So they'll be coming right to Elizabethton and stopping. Chick-fil-A always gets a big hit on Friday and Saturday from the race fans on their way to Bristol. So anyway, Ross Chastain, personal appearance at the Food City in Piney Flats on Friday, this Friday at 3:30 for the first 100 people in line. Hello to Edward Thoreau. Hello to Mel. Hello, Mel. How you doing? Loved the birthday gifts. Thank you, dear. Megan and Robert Wolf, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Eric Walter, our great principal at Arrow McCormick, is watching the show. Hello, sir. How are you? Have the utmost respect for that lad. Pete Welch, hello to you. Reba Whitehead, hello to you. Again, our baseball game today canceled tomorrow. It's scheduled tomorrow, but we'll see. We've taken a lot of rain. There's more coming, they say. And so we'll take a look at that and see how that goes. It's for tomorrow, but today's games for sure have been washed out. They're talking about playing it tomorrow in Unicoi. If the field's not good there, not ready, we're going to play it down here at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark tomorrow night. So we'll see. But for tonight, we've taken one at a time. Today's game, our game anyway, and I would think a lot of them are going to be canceled, quite frankly, because we've taken a lot of rain. We need the rain. It's good, greening things up. But from a baseball and softball standpoint, looks like I'm sure some will be canceled. Hello, Rick Ransom, watching in Pensacola. How you doing, sir? How are things down in Pensacola today? What is the weather like down on the beach in Pensacola, sir? I'd love to know. All right, before we go to the break, get Keith coming up next. He's got lots to talk about. The native plant auction they're going to be coming up at Sycamore Shoals State Park. And so Keith's going to be here to talk about it. Hello to Pete Welch. How you doing, sir? Keith will be the man who's going to be talking to it. So Gino Auriemma, 12th national championship. Wow. All-time winningest coach in the history of college basketball. 1,250 wins. All-time winningest coach. His winning percentage, 88%. 8 out of the 10 games he plays, he wins. He's at 24 Final Fours. 24 Final Fours. 36 straight NCAA tournament appearances. 29 conference tournament wins for the UConn Lady Huskies. He's had 5 #1 overall WNBA draft picks, and of course, the one this year coming up absolutely will go the same way. She'll go #1. So, congratulations. They did a total dismantling of South Carolina yesterday. It was really sad, quite frankly. It looked like they were playing a middle school team. But they totally just controlled a very good South Carolina team. They beat a really good team. Which proves my point about what happened to Lady Vols. Rainy with a cold chill. That's what he's saying down in Pensacola. Well, it's rainy up here, too. I'm not sure. Ask Keith whether if this is dogwood winter or redbud winter. We have 3 of them, dogwood, redbud, and blackberry. I don't know which one we are. I know the dogwoods are starting to bloom. I don't know if the redbuds have already bloomed. So we'll let the man who knows tell us which winter we're experiencing right now. Because we got they're calling for down in the 20s tomorrow night. The chance of some snow flurries in the mountains. It's crazy. But because it was 86, 87 degrees here on Saturday. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, back to my point. How good are the Lady Vols? How good can they be? They lost 3 games this year. One of them was the Tennessee and Knoxville. They being the UConn Lady Huskies, the national champions. So Kim Caldwell's got it going. She's got 5 number 1 picks. She's got the number 1 college picks recruiting by all the recruiting analysts. The Lady Vols have the number 1 recruiting class coming to Knoxville next year. She's loaded for bear. And they beat the national champion. Only 3 teams did it, and she was one of them. So hats off to Kim Caldwell, the Lady Vols, and certainly hats off to Gino. Whether you like the guy or not, you got to respect him. I know back in the day, he and Pat Summitt went head-to-head. It was an intense rivalry. But at the end of the day, you got to respect somebody who's a winner. And he's a winner, 12 national championships. Unbelievable. So won the first one back in 1995, and this win was 30 years later. He's led the Lady Huskies to 1 national championship in each of the last 4 decades. I mean, as the old saying goes, the proof's in the pudding. So there you go. Hello, Kathy Arman. Hello to R.J. Shelton. Thanks for watching the show. Hello to Carl Wilson. Hello, sir. How are you? Appreciate you watching. Judy Townsend, thank you. Megan and Robert Wolf, thank you very, very much. We'll take a break. Keith's here. He's ready to go. We're going to talk about something really cool. Near and dear to my heart are plants and shrubs and flowers. Love them. I went out. Keith's probably going to shake his head. I went out Saturday and I spread 40 pounds of 13-13-13 fertilizer. Is that good? Did I do good? Yeah. It'll make a green up on it. Yeah, there you go. We'll take a break. He's going to join us next right after this time out from our great sponsor here at Chick-fil-A, where we are broadcasting live again on this rainy, it's not cold, it's cooler compared to what we had over the weekend. It's not cold, but it is cooler. We'll take a break because today will be a good day for a bowl of chicken tortilla soup from right here at Chick-fil-A.
Hi, my name is Janae, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken tortilla soup is it makes me feel warm inside. This is what cozy feels like. This is what bundling up in a blanket next to a fireplace with people you love feels like.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, great antique store. Why come shop at the Eagle Center?
We just have so many unique things that tell a story, that add character to your home and conversation, and there's something new to look at every single day. Every time you come in, you won't see the same thing twice, and it's just a good place to shop for those unique gifts.
What's the saying you always use, the cliche?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
That's it.
We have a building full of things that are just dying to tell stories.
Absolutely. 2 floors, over 50 vendors. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Closed on Sundays for the Lord's Day.
That's right.
And you have gift cards too, right?
We have gift cards available.
Yep. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local, and shop at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you, Tom.
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
And back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I wish this came every month because I love having this guy on the show. This is your 3rd year you've been here, is that right?
I guess that's about right.
Yeah, 3rd year. Let's get him a little closer, see if I can get you.
Gotcha.
There you go. All right. Keith Hart with us, you see on the screen, East Tennessee Nursery Association. So, we were talking off air, dogwood or redbud?
I'd go with a redbud today.
Redbud winner?
And you know, Thomas, you're out around, the redbuds this year are gorgeous.
They are.
Probably prettier than I've ever seen.
Yeah. I thought the Bradford pears were too. They've kind of bloomed out. They've kind of come and gone.
The pears are pretty, and like you say, depending on the wind and the rain here, and the cherries were just coming in, the few I've seen. So we'll just have to see all that and how this cold weather affects them down the road here the next day or two.
Mm-hmm. We'll be in the 20s and 30s the next couple of nights. So we're going with redbud winter. There's 3 of them: redbud, dogwood, and blackberry. Dogwood's usually closer late April or early May, correct?
Right in that period.
Blackberry is mid-May.
And it varies. I always go by my grandmother in that May 10th cold spell. It's all I ever heard as a child, and a lot of times it's pretty accurate.
She was really accurate.
It's pretty.
Dad used to say, "Don't put anything out before May 10th."
That's it. I don't know where they got started. In the 1800s,
I guess.
1700s, where they get started.
Heard that, sir, all my life.
Same thing.
Once I got married to have my own place, Daddy'd say, remember, don't put out tomato plants or anything until after May 10th. That's a frost date.
You better have a 5-gallon bucket if you do put stuff out.
Amen. Amen. So he's here to talk about a really cool event that comes up once a year, and it's this weekend. It's coming up this Saturday right up the street at Sycamore Shoals, where we are sitting probably a half mile, 3/4 mile right up the road at Sycamore Shoals State Park. It is the plant auction put on by his organization, the East Tennessee Nursery Association. This last year, you had them crawling. You had people all over the place, didn't you?
We did, and it's real popular, and 90% of the plants are donated by different nurseries and nursery people, and we use the proceeds to provide some scholarships in horticulture or plant material. And then we support some folks that go on nursery tours with the University of Tennessee, and this year that tour is up in Michigan in August. So it's we try to support those educational type events with it, Tom.
Mm-hmm. So the plant's going to be auctioned by Bobby Alley from Valley Realty and Auction and Dale Williams from Rainbow Realty and Auction. And so you heard about the proceeds. So you're sitting out there going, okay, what's the plant auction? What is he auctioning off?
What's there? Yeah.
That's why we're brought him. Tell us what's going to be auctioning off. Plants, trees, shrubs.
We've been talking about blackberries, so let's talk about blackberries.
Mm-hmm.
I know we picked up 2 this week because I've got them in hand, Navajo and Apache. And they're both thornless blackberries. And I tell you, as I age, every time I get stuck with a thorn, I bleed bad. And I'm going for thornless everything, Tom.
Amen.
I just tell you, I know roses are gorgeous, but they just don't do me any good.
No.
I'll be honest with you. And blueberries, I know we got 20 of these right off the bat. 20 of these tough blue. And then I talked with Ed Kinsey in Knoxville. He donates over $1,000 worth of material, Kinsey Gardens, and he said, Keith, I plan on bringing up some of these 3-gallon blueberries this year so they can actually put them on a patio or put them on the porch and they'll bloom and have blueberries on them this year.
That's awesome.
It is. It's just good stuff. I know that we got some hostas coming in. There's one in particular, Blue Ivory is a particular type of hosta. It has a green area in the center and white on it. Dianthus, there's a pink dianthus that's already been donated in. Azaleas, Ed said, Keith, and you say, well, which azaleas? Ed selects a lot of his own cultivars, so he has found some of his stuff that does really well, and he doesn't put a name on it, he just puts red azalea or pink azalea. And hydrangeas, every year we have loads of numbers of different types of hybrid, and then we'll have at least in 2 and 3 gallon containers quite a variety of daylilies. And the list just goes on and on. You have some commercial trees. Hopefully a few of them will donate some of the fruit trees this year. We did pick up in Knoxville, Kim Holden donated, Holden Nursery out of Mascot next to Knoxville. They donated 2 of these plants that had to been grafted in Oregon. They come up on a standard, and then they have 4 different types of apples on them on a trellis. And I looked at them last night because I knew Tom would ask me what the name of what are the names of some of these grafts on this trellis. So I went and looked last night just to make sure. One was Fuji, one was Yellow Delicious, Johnny Gold, and several others in there. So it's a really a neat item.
Wow.
And to ship that thing all the way across the country, I doubt if any of your neighbors would have one of these. I don't know where they would buy it unless they went to Knoxville to find it. So we try to put stuff that's unique and different. Yes, Tom.
It's coming up this Saturday. You got to be here at Sycamore Shoals, right up the street where we are. Doors open at 8:15. You get a chance like a typical auction. Walk around, look at the plants, and register to be a part of it. And the auction actually starts at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Rain, snow, sun. It's supposed to be nice. Not supposed to be snowing. So it'll be nice. It's a fun, family-friendly event. High-quality trees, shrubs. This is what I want to emphasize. We talked about this last year. This is not the back lot. We can't sell these. These are dead. We're going to just throw anything in there. I mean, these are top quality.
Really nice material.
Yes.
Really nice. Take a lot of pride in what we put out there.
Absolutely. So just understand when you come to Sycamore Shoals this Saturday for this plant auction, you're not getting a bunch of third-rate. We can't sell them on the back lot. We'll just put them out there and maybe somebody will get them. This is top-line quality stuff. And so, because their name's on it, East Tennessee Nursery Association. So, and if you have folks out there, you will, first-timers, first-time home buyers, okay, we like that plant. We put it in the sun, the shade, so you'll be there as a retired extension agent to educate them how to plant it, right?
And we do, and we will. And then we have Kim Whiston, who has a nursery. I think you knew Kim. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
Kim goes over each plant as we auction it and talks about where it goes, pros and cons of that particular plant, and she has her particular favorites too, Tom.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. And I talked to her this morning early. And so Kim's really taken an active role in this, and we appreciate her being there. And between Kim and me, we'll have refreshments at like 8:15. We try to have coffee and goodies and just have people enjoy themselves and have a good time.
Yep. Coming up Saturday, you got to be there. So if you had to guess right now, how many folks are saying, okay, is there 20 plants to auction off?
We try to have between 400 and 700.
There you go.
I know right what I've got right now, just from me and what I picked up in Knoxville, I've got over 100. I mean, that's just to start it. So, no, we'll be over 500 easy. I don't know how far over, but somewhere up in there.
So it's plans to come stay for a while. Starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday. It's a free event to get into Sycamore Shoals, but obviously you're bidding on these plants to win them and take them home. And then the money again, for if you're just tuning in, we've got more people popping up onto the show. So the money used to proceeds to support the introduction of new and unusual plant material and other horticultural programs for young people and for adults, right?
Yeah, and we did something different 3 years ago. There's a young man from Hampton, Chris Cates, and he's at Walter State down here, and they have a pretty good hort program, and it's a 2-year type degree, and a number of folks from Carter County have gone down there, and I thought, we need to get this guy. He's over there in endowments. So Chris came up, and the association worked it where we're giving some $1,000 scholarships to a young person who comes out of high school, wants to make a living, wants to get started, and they don't want to spend 4 years in school or whatever. So we try to cater to those folks, and we've had several do that, and we appreciate Chris coming up and talking to us and taking his time to be involved in this.
Absolutely. Now, we talked last year in closing here, the bee population. It's very important, the bees around here, because they pollinate. Are our bees in good shape right now? Not so good?
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I was an extension agent for 37 years in Carter County and 6 years up in Mountain City before that. And the bee population has had a fight from day one, it seems like. Everything in the world wants to attack a bee, whether it be a virus or a fungus or weather or not having enough sugar to overlive the winter. But there is a lot of bees out here. And it gets interesting when we start populating certain things, we're better off with bumblebees. People don't realize that, but bumblebees are critical. They're sloppy flyers is the best way. And they get in there and get pollen all over them. And when they go to pollinate, they're just throwing pollen in every direction.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
Which is fantastic.
Absolutely, it is good. And you never think about that, but it's true. The bees, we got to have them to cross-pollinate. They go, as we know how it works, excuse me, from plant to plant. So bees are a big deal, and we always talk about it every year. So the bee population
seems to be steady, if not increasing a little. I know several folks that have, but if you get into the beehive business, you've got to take it seriously, and you've got to be willing to make the commitment to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just something to say, I'm going to go raise some honeybees.
It doesn't work that
It's
way.
a serious business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's serious to our economy, our agricultural economy. The bees, they got to be out there to cross-pollinate. People don't realize that, but it's very critical.
It's huge.
So, yeah.
It's huge.
And bumblebees are a big part. I learned something new.
Especially with cucurbits. You get watermelon, squash, pumpkins, all in that raise. The bumblebee is the number one. And when you're in greenhouse tomatoes, you go after bumblebees. And you have them buy them in boxes, and you let them loose in there, and then you don't dare move the box a tenth of an inch, because when they go back to that hive, they've got to go through that hole, and if you move that box, they'll just hit the side of the box. And Mother Nature is a interesting thing. The way
Wow.
God created all this, isn't it, Tom?
Wow. That's interesting. So
It's fantastic.
that's why I have him on every year. I wish you'd have him on more often. We should get him on more often because he's full of knowledge. So bumblebees are a big deal. So you buy them by the boxes.
For the greenhouses.
For the greenhouses.
Sure do.
Interesting. So where would one buy a box of bumblebees? Where do they
I
send them
don't
in
know.
from?
We don't buy them up here in Carter County. Granger County brings a lot of them in.
Mm-hmm. For their tomatoes.
Sure.
Understandably so. On his sweatshirt is the Laurel's Pumpkin Barn. We're going to go out there this year. We don't do anything else. This fall, we'll go out there on a Saturday to do a live broadcast from his pumpkin barn. It is a cool place. Go ahead and selfishly tease what you do.
We started that about 10 years ago. My son-in-law drove up one day, and I was standing in the barn, and it was a disaster. We had 100 pickup loads of firewood in there, boards everywhere, a few snakes running around. 100 years of junk. Dad and I fed cattle in there and had tobacco in it. And I said, Chris, what do you think about having a pumpkin barn out of this? And he says, it's a great idea. Drove off, you know.
Yeah.
Well, about 2 months, I said, Chris, I've done about all I can do. If I didn't have a son-in-law that had bought into this, and our families and their friends, we could not pull this off, Tom. It's been, well, you talk about Kevin Vaughn and Christy and their family, and we've got 4 or 5 families like that who want their young people exposed to what we're doing out there. Literally, that's what's happened. Because we wash and clean every pumpkin, decorate it, inspect it, and we raise about 17 acres of what we put in there. And then we selectively pull in some more material, so we've got enough what I call $1 material for folks. And then some of the great big ones, varieties like Denali and some of those Dynasty, we hand select the people we pick those from. So it's, I wanted it from the very day we started. Chris and I wanted it friendly, happy, and not scary for a child. I don't know how many places we go today and everybody wants to scare a child, and I don't really understand that.
I don't either.
It's not in my psyche.
Amen. So, you're exactly right. Nothing else to add to that. I don't get it. But at this facility, where is it located, by the way?
It's on the Laurels Road going up toward Best Greenhouse behind Milligan College, and it's 301 Laurels Road. And we've done some other things. We had a couple of fellows been really active, Donald and Wayne Prevette. And Donald has all these ideas. He just can do anything. So he had an idea on the lodge we built. And we got the big cedar trees off the farm. And then he woke up one morning at 3 o'clock, and I've got an idea for the fireplace. And we've got a big fireplace shaped like a pumpkin. And then he came in one day and he said, Keith, we need a blacksmith shop. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure. But anyway, when you're around a really gifted person, the best thing to do is just provide the resources and turn them loose. I've learned that.
Get out of the way.
And Donald Prevette is one of those individuals. He's always hunting for rare stuff. He brought 4 milk cans up the other day from Florida, and just gave them to me to put around the farm. And they've got Hershey, Pennsylvania on them, Hershey chocolate. So Hershey chocolate owned a dairy, and they had their own big heavy milk cans. And these are extra heavy duty, but unique items like that to tell the story of agriculture and production is what we try to do out there.
Absolutely. It'll be coming up in the fall. You'll be open in the fall.
We
right?
open the second week of September and shut down Halloween.
Yep. So, have you planted the pumpkins yet?
No, we plant June 14 to 18, depending on weather. But right now we've got the fields pretty good. Jamie Hughes has got rye on some of those fields. He'll harvest that, and then we'll go in there and start planting about mid-June. Pumpkins and cucurbits are kind of interesting. It's more than frost. That soil temperature has to get to the right point, or those seeds just sit there and don't grow. So you want that soil temperature warm, plus all the fertilizer at the right rates, and then you want to push those babies from the day they germinate. You got to protect them until harvest.
I find them incredibly interesting. I could sit here and talk to them all day long. Of course, my getaway when I'm not talking doing ball games, I'm out there with my fingers in the dirt. There's just something about getting my fingers in the dirt.
You know, I give my grandmother credit. Dad raised me to be I don't think we've talked about this, but Dad raised me to be a military officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to Korea when I was in the 2nd grade, and we got back here to Johnson City. But every evening I spent behind Milligan College at my grandmother's farm. And she had 6 old milk cows, and she had a garden, 2 or 3 gardens. She canned and made her own butter and her own buttermilk, and canned all this stuff, and was almost self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept watching this, and I followed her every foot she took.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wherever she went, I was right behind her, driving her crazy, I guess.
Soaking everything up like a sponge.
Every bit of it.
Absolutely.
She collected her okra seed and had it in little bags and dated it and all this stuff. Well, then Dad came back from Korea and took us to Japan for 2 years. And it didn't take long to figure out they hadn't figured it out at all. They were still trying to recover from World War II. This was in 50, 57, 58, and 59 when we were in Tokyo in military schools. And you could see Mount Fuji from the distance, but those folks were eating rice and raw fish 10 years after World War II, barely above starvation. And I kept looking at that as a kid, and I thought, this food thing's important. They didn't have biscuits and gravy. They didn't have country ham. They didn't have hash browns. They didn't have the things we take for granted here.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back and I said, somehow, some way, I want to live in East Tennessee.
Amen.
I don't know how that's going to happen. And I remember telling Dad Vietnam was going on, and I'd taken ROTC, and I was ready for that world. And all of a sudden, I took a year of economics out here at ETSU, and loved econ. Most people hate it. Just depends on you. I loved economics. So I got a catalog out, said University of Tennessee, and it had agricultural economics and rural sociology. I thought, man alive, that is for me, sure enough. Well, I went and told Dad that night. I got a picture of Dad sitting there at the dinner table, career military, and he's waiting for me to join. And I said, Dad, I know what I'm doing next year. I'm heading down to the University of Tennessee, and I'm a major in agricultural economics. I can't use all the superlatives he used. But basically, he talked about me starving to death.
Yeah.
And he talked about me needing to join the military, and that there was a war going on. They were begging for people. And I said, Dad, I've spent my whole life on military bases. I'm heading to Knoxville. If they draft me, I'm heading to Vietnam, whatever. But I don't regret a day of it. I love the farm. I love the rural community. It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
I grew up in one as well, my friend, and it's nothing. I mean, yeah. I just told the story yesterday, or Saturday. So when I said I spent when I was a kid, instead of being around my daddy and soaking it up, we get down in the garden getting dirt clod fights, we get in trouble, and then I get subject taken away from him, usually got whipped and put in the house. What happened? And all those years that I did, I thought, man, I wish I would have been smart enough to stay around and listen to what he had to say and soak it up like a sponge.
Dad was so military, he drugged me to the top of Mount Fuji in the 3rd grade. Now, how many adults are going to drag? And it was snowing, sleeting, the wind was 50 miles an hour, and I thought, Dad's crazy. My dad's crazy. I mean, you're looking off craters and ravines and spending the night on the top of that volcano. And I thought, there's got to be a better way to do this. But I was to be brought up in that world that you don't quit, you don't turn around.
No. We could talk to him all day long. I know he's got to go, but I want you to come see him. He'll be there Saturday at Sycamore Shoals, the plant auction. Again, 8:30, 8:15 when the doors open. You get a chance to go around and peruse and see over 500 plants you can bid on. Auction begins right at 9 o'clock. Again, with big thanks to Bobby Alley, Valley Realty, and Auction, and Dale Williams, Rainbow Realty and Auction will be the auctioneers. And so You heard the man talk about what all's going to be there. We'll talk about the rest of this week too, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be educational. As I said, if you buy something, go, man, I love that hydrangea. Where do you put it? You put it in the sun. How do you plant it? Love that knockout rose. Love this. Love that. How do you do it? They're going to have folks here to show you so you can take it on, plant it, and be successful.
And Kim Whiston does a good job with that.
Yep.
Outstanding.
You're awesome.
Appreciate you.
I want you back more than once a year.
We can do it.
Maybe every 90 days come in and say, what's going on right now? Tom, right now it's time to plant your corn.
I told Tom as I came in there, I was worried about him the other night. I was watching him. He was talking about the Elizabeth and Bristol game, and I could tell he was freezing to death. And I was sitting there in the recliner by the wood stove, you know.
Warm and toasty.
And I thought, how long can he keep this up?
Ooh, man.
It's tough, wasn't it?
I bought one of them little buddy propane heaters.
Anything.
I got one of those now. And I stay pretty toasty, but you're sitting in front of the fire.
Enjoying it.
You can kick back with my buddy Tom's out there freezing his tail off.
And I love your interview with that freshman youngster from
Yes.
Elizabeth, and he handled himself beautifully, Tom.
Alistair Sumner. Oh, yes.
What a talent for
Yeah.
a freshman.
You're the best, sir. Thank you again. We'll see you
Thank you.
Saturday.
We'll do it.
I'm coming Saturday. I want to watch him in action. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll be joined by Leslie from Sycamore Shoals. Gary Rose here, the prognosticator. He's going to tell you who's going to win that game tonight, the national championship. Houston or Florida, and why. He'll join us coming up in a few minutes. We're live here again. Hello, Carolyn Williams. I just thought about you when I was walking in this morning. Go, where's my buddy Carolyn? Hope you're doing good. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Leslie's here next on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We are live at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth in the home of the, oh yes, here it is. There it is. The frosted pineapple dragon fruit. Whew. It's like a big old smoothie. It's awesome. Available at Chick-fil-A. At all Chick-fil-A's for a limited time. We'll be right back after this from the Future Farmers of America at Elizabethton High School.
Elizabethton FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. It's more than learning about cows. It's becoming the problem solvers for the next generation. We are the future biologists, chemists, computer programmers, journalists, teachers, electricians who will feed our future. By creating a family atmosphere, the Agriculture Department, especially FFA, can become your home away from home. Through contests, leadership events, fun trips, and chapter activities, FFA is a great way to learn about the world while developing yourself into the best person you can be. We invite you to enroll in an ag-based course and be active in Elizabethton FFA. We'll save you a seat.
And back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Again, our baseball game rained out today, obviously, so had a lot of rain last night. So we'll let you know when the makeup is probably tomorrow, either in Irwin, at Unicoi County, or at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. So no baseball tonight, which means we have to go home and watch the game that Gary's going to tell us who's going to win. He's our prognosticator extraordinaire, or he is now. He may not think he is, but he is. So it's the Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators. Everybody's still in shock about the Cougars knocking off Duke. At this point of the season, it's the real deal, folks. They can play, and you know that. So she's here. Leslie's with us from Sycamore Shoals. Great interview again from Keith Hart. He's awesome. And you are too. Good morning. How you doing? You doing good?
I'm
doing
good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So the gift shop, Sycamore Shoals, is running wide open. She got all kinds of books to tell you about. If you're a historical buff, you would want to take a look at the books we're going to show you here in coming up in a few minutes. We've got some events coming up. The obvious we talked about, the plant auction this Saturday. It's going to be awesome. I've never had a chance to get there. I'm coming this Saturday. I've never been. I want to come by and bring some money, and I want to bid on the thornless blackberries, he said.
Ooh.
Yeah, so nothing better than, can you make blackberry cobbler?
Yes.
Oh, Ain't nothing better than a blackberry cobbler.
That's right.
Come right out of the oven. I remember Mama used to make it, put it in a bowl, put milk on it. Oh, whoo, doggies. Make a bulldog break his chain. That was good stuff there. Carolyn Williams says, tell Leslie hi for me. Miss her too. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Hi,
Our
Carolyn.
Little buddy, Miss Carolyn.
Yep.
You're the reason, she's the reason you're sitting here. Because she put us together, said, you need to have Leslie on your show. And so credit to Leslie. I mean to Carolyn, who got Leslie, who got Keith, and that's how it all got started. Connecting, making connections. What's going on at the park?
All right, we've got April 11th, we've got 18th century tomahawk throwing. So if you want to learn how to throw a tomahawk / axe, come to that. It's $5 for adults, $3 ages 12 to 17. He's got a maximum of 12 participants.
Awesome.
So get online and register quick. That usually fills up fast. Now, Chad Bogart has holiday history, naturally colored Easter eggs. So if you want to know how they did it a long time ago, come between 10 and 2, and Chad, it's free. And Chad will show you how to do it.
Which day?
It is April 17th.
Oh, okay.
And he's down in one of the cabins in the fort to do that. He'll be doing it naturally. And then Taylor is April 26th. This is free too, sorry. He's doing useful plants of the Appalachia hike.
That's cool too.
Yeah,
They got the coolest things. So
yeah.
I just
Plus the
just
plant
dawned on me.
auction.
How did they color the eggs back in those days? I don't know how they did it. So
With natural dyes. You're going to have to come find out
Have to come find
which
out.
ones and how.
that's a good tease. That's a good
Yeah.
tease.
Yeah.
So that's coming up on the 17th in one of the cabins down at the fort. How did they, back in the day, color Easter eggs using, they didn't have dyes to go to the store back then. So really cool. And of course, we're talking about the plant auction coming up on Saturday. You got to be there for that. Here it is. That's why Keith came. Love to have that man on. He's so talented, just full of knowledge, just oozes out of his pores. Sycamore Shoals State Auditorium coming up this Saturday. Doors open at 8:15. Be indoors. Rain or shine, will be inside. Auction begins at 9 o'clock. And so you come in over, he said over 500 plants will be auctioned off. So
You can come look and register at 8:30ish.
Yeah.
Yep. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, did you know he runs the pumpkin barn and owns the pumpkin barn?
Yeah. We talked about that too.
Oh,
so
okay. I missed it.
Yeah, you were just coming in. That's okay because he says you plant pumpkins around here. He's got them down to the days between the 14th and the 18th, depending on the weather, which is really neat. So, so the pumpkins will be planted in the ground in June and be harvested, and he's got that big barn they sell them out of. It's almost like I wouldn't say it's like Dollywood. They got tractor rides,
smaller scale.
I mean, they got all kinds of cool stuff out there. It's a day out on the farm. We're going to be out there broadcasting one Saturday.
Oh my gosh!
So in the fall to do that. So.
Neat.
All right, let's take a look at the books here.
Just one of the things we've got here. We've got all kinds. We've got 87 different titles, and these are, I didn't bring them all. And these are some of the autobiographies.
Okay.
You got Samuel Doak. These are just a few of them.
Who founded Tusculum College University, by the way.
Yep. You got John Sevier.
Which is an incredibly cool story. Down on the old 107, there's a monument, a stone monument. I went down and looked at it one day. It's really cool. You pass it, you never think it's there, but it's a tribute to John Sevier, who did a lot for this area.
Yep. And then we've got Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone in the
Daniel
footsteps.
Boone's footsteps. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Of more of a historical nature or hysterical, whichever.
Yeah.
We got the Loyal Mountaineers. You can't get that one very easily. That tells the story of Sycamore Shoals. By the way, Jennifer Bauer, our former park manager, is writing a book right now. She'll be submitting it, I think, around June 1st, and it'll be the Sycamore Shoals story.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. And speaking of Jennifer, she's written a few we've got in there. This is for kids.
Wildlife, wildflowers, and wild activities, exploring southern Appalachia. This is going into the summer for the kids. This would be great for the kids. Good book to use this summer with all kinds of activities. The kids will be out of school. Build a flower, read and follow animal tracks, discover the benefit of camouflage in nature, paint with sunlight or rain, learn to play crawdad tag. Really cool. The book goes for less than $20.
Yep. And then you've got
That's
another
neat.
one by her, Roan Mountain, The History of an Appalachian Treasure. Appalachian.
There you go. Jennifer Bauer.
Okay.
We need to get her. She retired.
We do.
You
She
need to-
could.
You need to track her
Yep.
down, get her in here.
These are a few more of our kids' selections. We got a whole bunch, but there's that's a real good one. Bird Watch talks all about different things about birds.
Includes a magnifying glasses book.
Yep.
That's cool for $12.99.
We've even got a bird log and a bug log too, but that's the bird log that they can log what they see as they go.
Cool.
Yeah, those are really cool.
You know, one of the coolest things my father taught me to do,
What?
taught me a lot to do, and I still do it to this day. I feed the birds.
All right.
I had a lot of bird feeders in my backyard. I feed the birds, and there's a bird log, and we different feed attracts different birds.
That's right.
And I guess you know that out
These
there.
over here out of the way.
I'm trying to impress you, and you probably go, Tom, we already know that. Okay.
Maybe not.
So anyway, bird log and
We've got a bug log too, if you want
Okay.
to log your bugs.
Okay.
Here's a real cool one. It's got all kinds of activities about animal tracks.
Yep.
To kids, that's good for homeschoolers, and I've had a bunch of homeschool people come in and buy that, as well as this. That goes kind of along with it. I like. I've got one of these. It's the Animal Tracks book, and you just flip through and find your animal, find your tracks, and you can figure out what animal you got.
So all this, by the way, you're watching. Where we at? We're watching and telling you this is at the Sycamore Shoals State Park gift shop, which is right
Yes.
up the street.
Yep.
And you're open. What's your hours?
8 to 4:30, closed from 12 to 1 for lunch.
For lunch, and come be on the show.
And come see him.
Yes, every Monday she's on the show. Hello to Gay Rife. How are you? Hello to Nick Sabino. Thank you for watching the show. Animal Tracks, this retails for, let's see what's the price on this one would go.
It's not very expensive. I can't remember.
I remember last time it was like less than $10.
Yep.
So there it is. Animal Tracks.
Oh, they're $9.95. It's on the back.
$9.95.
It's little. We couldn't see it.
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. Less than $10. I was right. So, all right, got some more.
All right. These are just little on-the-go pocket, what we call pocket guides. We've got all kinds of them, but here I brought my favorites. There's the Animal Tracks again, and it shows them. It shows the animal.
Okay.
Here's the night sky for those of you that like to watch the stars.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And for those of you that are naturalists, we've got wild edible plants and mushrooms.
Try this one right here.
Okay, it's mushrooms.
There's mushrooms on that one.
Uh-huh. And wild edible plants.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what.
Oh, look
These
at
are
those.
$7.95.
Look at those hanging on there. Does that not look good? Blackberries.
We had the best berry cobbler at Milligan yesterday.
Oh,
on their buffet. Yep. Oh, it was good. And speaking of plants, we got some Cherokee books as well. Here's Cherokee plants and their uses.
There you go. All this at the Sycamore Shoals gift shop. Coming up, Gary Rose talking national championship tonight. We'll talk about yesterday. The UConn just wearing them out. They whooped them, took them to woodshed, beat the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks, put on a show, and then we'll talk about tonight's big game. Houston and Florida. You going to watch it tonight, or do you care?
We'll probably watch it. You know Randy will be watching
Are you
That
watching
means
tonight? Houston or Florida is going to win it?
We used to live in Houston, so Florida will win it, probably. I don't know.
You're polling for Houston, but you think Florida's going to win it. Okay.
Yep. These are some historical titles. Timberlake, and he talks a lot about the Cherokee Nation he came into contact with in that one, and it has some maps. This is Legends and Lores. This is just pretty good of East Tennessee, so it tells you about there's a few spooky things in there and all of that. If you're a cook, we've got this one is a real popular one.
So, if
Old-timey
people out there watching
recipes.
that live out of state, can you ship this to them? Can you?
We can. It's a little difficult, but we can.
You can do it? Okay.
We can do it.
There's old-timey
But we'd
recipes.
love to have them come visit.
Yeah.
Especially during Liberty. Okay, there's another, Hearthside Cooking.
Early American Southern cuisine updated for today's hearth and cook stoves. Hearthside cooking. 250 recipes. How about that?
If you're into the state of Franklin, there's the Franklin, the Stillborn State, just a little tiny book that tells you briefly and concisely about what happened at the State of Franklin battle. Okay, we got these little books, Constitution, Declaration, Common Sense, quotes of George Washington, but there's what they look like, Declaration of Independence, and I think those are $9.95. I could be wrong.
Most of these running on under $10.
We've got a set different ones of these. We've got Carter County, Elizabethton. These are found all over Elizabethton, but we've got them too. They're called the Images of America series.
Yeah,
Yep.
Images of America. This one's Elizabethton.
Yep,
so.
and we've got Carter County and you name it. I have people come in all the time and say, I'm in that book. And then we've got a lady, this is the last one, called Jenny Cody, and she's one of our reenactors, but she's also an author, written a bunch of historical account books, and she writes from a Christian perspective and the animals' perspective. They even sign it.
Oh, yeah. The Voice, The Revolution, and the Keys, name
Yes.
of this book.
We've got 3 of her series, and she's written a bunch. She just wrote about Amazing Grace.
Oh, really?
In a Christian perspective. It's really, really good. Her series, it's series you can get for young adults, teenagers, and you don't have to worry about what you're reading. There's no swear words in it, nothing like that.
Well,
it's just good historical writing from a Christian perspective too.
That's refreshing.
And an animal's perspective.
Yes, that's refreshing.
Yes.
All this again at Sycamore Shoals, the gift shop.
87 titles total.
87 different books you can come in and take a look at and purchase.
Yes.
And take with you. Graduation's coming up. Mother's Day's coming up.
That's right.
Father's Day's coming up. Just because it's any time, just come in and get it or go and treat yourself.
You could get a book, and then you could go to the plant auction, get a plant, and you'd have your Mother's Day covered.
Yep. Don't put those up. I think there's a couple of those I'm
okay.
made purchase right here on the spot. We're going to take a break. We're done. We'll see you next Monday.
Week.
Yeah, next Monday we're right back here. Oh, next Monday we're going to be at the Eagle Center, Antique Shop downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're down there for a one-time deal,
Right.
so we'll be there next week, and she'll join us. I hope.
I will.
Good.
I'll come.
Randy, your Yankees doing pretty good. Don't poo-poo the don't. That's all right. Good. We're training him. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Braves fans have a reason to be a little down. Yankees fans, no. They're in first place. I'll see you next week, dear.
Okay, thank you.
She's awesome. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Gary Road next. We're going to break it down. Houston and Florida and why on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We're talking to Mystic Council, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Why Duck Crossing? Why should we come here and shop?
Well, we have 3 floors of merchandise with over 50 different vendors, a good wide variety of items. 70%, I would say, is vintage, which is over 25 years or more. We do have, of course, a lot of antiques, which are over 100 years. Clean, organized, right smack dab in the middle of downtown Elizabethton. We have 2 other stores right beside of us, so it's a great afternoon. You know, you can hit all 3 of we're all 3 good quality antique stores.
Hours are open?
We're open from 11 to 5:30 on Monday through Friday and 10 to 6 on Saturdays.
Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook at Duck Crossing Elizabethton and Instagram at Duck Crossing Antiques.
And the phone number to call to find out more.
423-518-1858.
There you go. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy, buy it in downtown Elizabethton at Duck Crossing. One of our great sponsors here of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. On our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on at Ivy Hall right now?
Yes, sir. Ivy Hall, we're accepting long-term or short-term admissions. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, all insurances. We'd love to have you. You come out, you need some rehab, we'd love to help you. We got private rooms for rehab people. We can get you in, take care of you, send you home, and the food is absolutely out of this world.
Types of rehab you guys do?
Yes, sir. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy, and like I said, short-term or long-term residents. Yes, sir.
Yep. you also are looking for help.
Yes, I'm looking for RNs, LPNs, CNAs. If you want to be a housekeeper, laundry, kitchen, we're hiring. All departments are hiring at Ivy Hall.
Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or ivyhallnursinghome.com is where you go to fill out an application to work.
Love promoting these folks right here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It is the one and only right here in Elizabethton, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. And back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, it's busy in here. I like it.
Yeah.
They are moving the chicken, and that's a good thing. Hello to Don Carnes, Arthur Campbell, Thomas Boland, Karen Lewis, Mike Jackson, David Vocal, Voelkel, Vocal, I guess, Jerome Ferguson, Jimmy Stout down in Atlanta. How you doing, sir? Charlie Weber, Brian Wunderlich. And let's get one more here. Let's get John Sousa and Linda Birchfield. Thank you all for watching the show. And Lindsay Vault just jumped up there and said hello. So there you go. Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, yes. So I never dreamed, I'll be honest, never dreamed we'd sit talking about Houston instead of Duke. I thought Duke was going to do it. They thought they were going to do it.
I think everybody thought it was going to happen.
Meltdown, wasn't it?
Only team that didn't think that was Houston.
Amen.
And so I think they had a lot of locker room material, and Coach Sampson had them ready to go, and he even made some comments, I think, afterwards that said that, everything was about Duke, and so they felt like they had something to prove.
I loved his quote. He said, we didn't play in the Toy Poodle League. I love that. I'll never forget that. That was really a great quote.
Yeah, he said they're in the Big 12. It's not the Poodle League. Yeah,
Toy Poodle League.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Defense wins you championships. Let's take a look at Florida first off. Tell you how they got to where they are tonight with the national championship. They beat Norfolk State 95-69. They beat UConn, I'm glad, 77-75. They beat Maryland in the Sweet 16, beating them by 16. Beat Texas Tech in the Elite 8 by 5. They beat Auburn the other night by 6 in the Final Four. That was them. How did the Cougars reach the national championship? They beat SIU, Southern Illinois University out of Edwardsville by 38. Beat Gonzaga by 5. In the round of 32, Sweet 16 beat Purdue by 2, defeated Tennessee by 19. In the Elite 8 and the Final Four, of course, beat Duke over the weekend by 3. So there you go. Let's break it down. Let's start with you pick which one. Who you gonna go with first? Tell me why you think you're gonna win the game.
I've gone with Florida. My heart picked in the beginning who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but the my reality pick was Florida through the whole thing. Now I thought they'd be playing Duke, but I like Florida. I like how they match up with literally every team they play. They've got who I think has emerged as probably the second best player in the nation,
Clayton.
Mm-hmm. And he just happens to be a guard. and,
a good guard.
A really good guard.
Really good guard. Yes.
Yeah, and so. Not to take anything not taking anything away from Houston, but they've got good guard play as well. I just think the matchup all around, Florida is such a good inside and outside team. They transition well, they defend really well. Now I will say this: Houston is an incredible rebounding team.
Mm-hmm.
They out-rebounded Duke the other night by 11. Which is considerable, considering the size that Duke has, and so I was really impressed by that. But I do like Florida. I like the matchup.
So let's play devil's advocate here. Let's say Houston's got the best defense in America. They've proven that. What happens if they shut Clayton down? If they bottle him up, then what happens?
They win the game.
Okay. So Clayton's the key.
Clayton is easily the key. Condon had 1 point the other night.
Yeah.
He's a double-digit guy, and he was held to 1 point, and they still were able to, to fight through that game, and which was a fight. Man, that game was. I think the referees just threw the whistles out and just let them play.
Let 'em go.
And
Yeah.
which, you know, if with big guys, and we've talked about this before, with big men, I'm okay with that. You know, let them play.
Mhm.
And you know, now when a guy's on the floor after a loose ball and somebody wraps him around the neck, that's probably a foul.
Mhm.
But it's never
Should
called.
be.
But yeah, but
Playground ball it is.
Yeah, but no, if they are able to shut down Clayton, which nobody has been able to, but if they're able to figure that out, it's game over.
Yeah, I would agree. Because I don't think they have anybody to fall back on to the magnitude of Walter Clayton. I mean, he is, as he goes, they go.
Yeah.
Houston's got a lot of pieces and parts and mixes and matches, so you
Yes,
know,
they do.
in my bracket, I picked Florida. The more I watch this matchup tonight, I'm almost, you know, as big as Florida is, and they're huge. But Houston has shut down everybody they played so far. I mean,
Yeah.
they're a suffocating defense.
Yeah.
And they shut down Flag. They shut down Tennessee's guys. I mean, you go down up and down all these teams they played. Their defense is lights out. And as you know, in the world of basketball, defense wins you championships.
It does, and you know, you got to consider Cryer is probably going to be on Clayton, and Cryer is their best scorer. He had 26 the other night, and that's going to be an interesting matchup because you know, you've got both guys are your leading scorers, both are your guards, both are fast as greased lightning, and so it's going to be interesting. You know, there again, I hope they let the guards play too. You know, let them hand check a little, and you know, let them be a little aggressive because you don't want this to turn into a final game with these two teams the way they're playing, and it come down to, you know, your key players fouling out with tic-tac fouls, and so I hope they just let them play. It's going to be a good one.
I think the people that have the most pressure on them tonight in this game are the officials.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Are you going to let them play? You want a hand check, everything's going to be a ticky-tack foul?
Yeah.
Or do you let them play one half wide open the next half? And I've seen this the whole tournament. They change the whole dynamics of the game because they'll start calling it different.
Yeah.
They call it in the first half.
Yeah.
The two halves. And so I think it's, you know, and guys get frustrated. You played a game, I played a game, so it's like, okay, you know, the other night we played such and such team, we get by with this. And tonight we're playing such and such team, we'll let us by with it. So,
yeah.
You know, so the officials are going to have a lot to say about this game tonight.
They are. I don't know who the officiating crew is. I hope that it's not Doug Schals and company that was there the other night, because they're the most up and down group of officials I've ever seen. But if it's a Big Ten crew, I mean they'll let them play.
Yep.
You know, so.
So you look at Juwan Roberts, big name for Houston. You got Tugler, Joseph Tugler, another guy they're going to be counting on to get on the boards. One of the things Houston does well, they offensive rebound very well.
Very good, yeah.
And Florida is a good rebounding team. I mean, this is really the setup. As I thought it was going to be yesterday, I thought it was going to be a dynamite game. It was a blowout. UConn blew them, just ran them off the floor.
Yeah.
So on paper going in tonight, this should be a classic showdown. But it's almost like sometimes the Super Bowl, you get all hyped up, and it becomes a ho-hum game. You know, I'm with you. The key to the whole thing is Walter Clayton. If they can shut him down, or Houston, and they clamp him down and frustrate him, and you know, boxing one, keep somebody on the whole game. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm sure Kelvin Sampson's got some kind of a gimmick defense, probably going over right now as we speak.
Yeah.
So, I think Clayton's the key.
He is. He's the key, and both teams, like I said, both teams transition so well off of rebound, off of defensive rebound, and you know, they run like their shoes are on fire. Both teams do up and down the floor. So you know, this game could be a 77-70 kind of game. It could be an overtime 98-96 game. You know, who knows? But
so. All right, I'll go back, reverse that back at if they get into a half-court game and they don't get in a running game, who benefits?
I think Florida does because Clayton's got such a quick first step. It opens up their three. And there again, if, you know, depends on their shooting, of course, but Clayton, he penetrates the ball so well that if your guys can get, you know, your three shooters can hit anything at all tonight, it opens up that game so well.
Well, Houston has said for the last 3 games we've had a chip on the shoulder. We were told we're not going to beat Purdue. We were told we're not going to beat Tennessee. We were told we're not going to beat Duke. We beat all 3 of them. So Sampson's got these guys feeling like, you know, they're the underdogs of the world.
I know, really they are.
They really are.
They really are. They really are. But you know, you and I talked throughout the course of this tournament, and I think we've said all along, Houston is athletic as all get out.
Mhm.
I mean, from small to big, they're just athletic, and there's something to be said about that too. But you know, you've honestly got two teams that match up so evenly.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then, like I think when I left last week, I said this is gonna be a fun weekend of basketball,
Mhm.
and I don't know that I remember two games that were more fun to watch than those back to back like that.
So what happened to Duke? Why did Houston win that game tonight? In your humble opinion.
You know, I think Duke keys so much on Cooper Flagg, and rightfully so. When his shots aren't dropping, when teams start to double team, it kind of throws them out of kilter, I think. And you'll notice I think they had one field goal in the last, I don't know, like 5 minutes.
5
or
minutes,
something.
4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, they got shut down.
So that tells you two things. It tells you that defensively they figured something out,
Mm-hmm.
and it had to revolve around either doubling down on Flagg and then figuring out a way to guard Kneppel on the perimeter. Although he hit some shots, I mean he hit some big shots, but something happened defensively. They made some kind of shift that just irritated their offense.
It looked like to me, a little bit anyway, that Duke panicked a little bit down the
And
stretch.
they did. They did.
They got tightened up. They started playing not to lose. You know, they got. I thought they got away from the game last 4 or 5 minutes.
They did.
One production showed that.
You know, and I'm not trying to throw this jab in there, but when Kentucky beat them early in the season, the same thing happened. They keyed on Flagg so much that when the game got close and he got the ball down low, we just converged on him and he turned the ball over in the game. I mean, that was, and I think that's a lot of what happened. And then Houston just got hot, just to be honest about it. They got hot. And they got hot at the right time with like a minute and a half left.
Mhm.
You know, so.
Then go back to the Florida game. Why did Florida beat Auburn?
I think Clayton off the dribble.
Yeah.
You know, they did not have an answer
For Clayton.
For Clayton off the dribble.
He's that good.
And even the thing about Clayton is that he controls the offense so well, but he moves so well without the ball too. And that's what young guards need to learn. Young guards need to learn. You don't just stand and get your shot. You work for your shot.
Absolutely.
And so he does that so well. And I don't know. I mean, the Crier tonight may be able to stay with him, but I've yet to see anybody that can guard him off the dribble.
Well, everybody's saying what we're saying, or we're saying what everybody else is saying, however you want to look at it, that the game goes as Clayton goes.
Yeah.
And you hate to put all the eggs in one basket, but that's what it's what it is.
Yeah.
The guys, you know, he's the stir, the straw that stirs the drink, if you will, for this basketball team in Florida. He got some really good guys, yes.
Sure they do.
But it stops and starts with him.
He's a floor general.
Yeah. But for Houston, we're not talking about anybody in particular. It's a team thing for Houston.
It is. It's a team thing. But there again, Crier is their floor general,
Mhm.
and they go as he goes.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, I think I want to say he had 26 the other night. But there again, they rebound so well. They're a long team. They're
Mhm.
like I said, they're so athletic, but they're long. You know, bench usually plays some kind of a critical role, especially this late in the season. I think bench-wise, it probably favors Florida if it comes to that because they've got Hoff that comes off the bench, gives them quality minutes, and so you know I think he could become a factor if because these teams are going to be worn out by the time this game's over with.
Mhm. Coaching, you got to give. I would think give a nod to Sampson for Houston as far as coaches, but then Golden's right there. I mean, he's a heck of a coach.
That's what I'm saying. From top to bottom, this thing is so evenly matched. You know, there's really no Cinderella story in this. It's just two teams that are athletic, that go after each other and go after who their opponent is, and they're well coached, and it's just a good game.
Jared Ellis says G. You know Jared Ellis?
I know Jared Ellis.
He's watching. Says G. What is that? Is that code? That's
G-Row.
G-Row. There you go. He just said G with 2 exclamation marks.
Jared's probably happy today because his Red Sox whipped up on my Cardinals last night. So
They're coming around. They're,
Yeah.
they're right behind the Yankees in the East now.
Yeah.
The Red
Yeah,
Sox
they
started
put up
dismal, but
put up 18 last night.
yeah, and old Devers, who finally decided, he's starting to come out of his funk.
Yeah.
So that the Red Sox are a hot baseball team right now.
Oh yeah.
So the X Factor tonight, you were calling Gary Rowe our basketball bud. So the X Factor, you're playing this thing in San Antonio, so you got to feel like it's a pro Houston crowd, I would think.
I would think, yeah.
So that would be to their advantage because you're playing in their backyard. But I don't know how ticket sales are and how they're distributed as far as fans and the general mission. You're going to have a populace there, obviously from Houston, and obviously they're from Florida. But the bigger crowd, the rest of the arena is going to be pro Houston. I don't know, but that will play into it. Sure.
68,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean that's
a lot of odds.
That's a lot of voices.
A lot of voices.
Yeah.
So when the smoke clears, who wins the game?
I like Florida.
Still taking Florida?
I like Florida. I do.
Well,
yeah.
That's who I picked. My bracket always do. I had Florida playing Duke for the national championship. I got half of it right, but and of course Sampson, as he said all along, and he's played it like a fiddle. He said, we're the underdogs. Nobody likes us. Nobody wants us to win.
Yeah.
Our boys feel, we got a chip on our shoulder, which in the locker room on the bulletin board, that just is gold, man.
You know it is.
Yeah. Gary Rowe, you can't play dead. Nobody likes you.
Yeah.
You're going to go out and get whipped. Nobody thinks you're going to do it.
Yeah.
They think you're going to be Duke. And all you do is you puff up like a peacock and say, put me out there, coach.
Let me show you.
Let's go, baby. Absolutely. Playing it like a fiddle. So.
Yeah.
And, I think when it comes down to pressure, I think the pressure's on Florida.
Oh,
Because everybody thought, kids, everybody thought that they were going to be there, and they are.
Number one overall.
Yeah. Houston, everybody thought they were going to be there. Some did, some didn't. But now they're there, and Houston is kind of, nobody thought they were going to be Duke. Let's face it. You could have interviewed 20 people, maybe 2 would have said Duke was going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's be honest. I mean, most people in the media went ahead and just gave Duke the trophy before this tournament started. I mean, that's just, they're the darlings.
Yep.
And so.
And so now Florida's the darling.
So now
compared
Florida,
to 2 games tonight.
Tonight they are for sure.
Is that a fair statement?
Out of the SEC, best conference in the nation, and and again, Sampson's right. Big 12's not toy poodle land, but
I love how he said that. That's good.
Big 12 was down this year, so people want to talk about that. At the end of the day, none of that matters. Now you've got a group of 18 to 21-year-olds that are out to prove a point, and they're going to play their hearts out.
So you're on that team right now. I mean, you're down there in San Antonio. What's going through? Because let's see, they're 3 hours behind. 2 hours behind us. 3 hours behind us. 3.
Yeah, no, 2.
2. So right now it's there. It's what 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So what are those boys thinking? I'm sure they're doing the shoot around right now.
I'd say they're doing shoot around and probably some media stuff. And game is at what, 8, 9? What is it?
9 o'clock our time. Yeah.
So they're probably getting ready for team lunch and all those kind of things. And I can't imagine even trying to eat lunch with butterflies with knowing what's coming tonight. So
be like B-52 bombers in my belly.
No question.
I'm telling you, butterflies.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they tilt it up, it's on. Then you get down to playing basketball. But until then, there's a lot of. I mean, you think it, can overthink it. The media will drive you nuts, asking question after question. So, I think they have access to them for the game. I think some of them anyway. And other coaches.
Yeah.
So, it's all getting set up for the national championship again. Number 1 against number 1. Yesterday, UConn showed them. Paige Beckers is the real deal, but she can play.
Yeah, that was impressive.
2 years in a row. Caitlin Clark last year kind of single-handedly put her team on her back. And, of course, she had help yesterday. I watched those girls can play. And, as I said earlier in the show before we got here, it proves my point about the Lady Vols. They only lost 3 times all year at UConn. One of them was in Knoxville to the Lady Vols. That tells you what kind of job Kim Caldwell did. And the players she's got coming in, the number 1 recruiting class in America coming to Knoxville. So they're loaded for next year. But, again, Gino got it done. 12 national championships.
Yeah.
I know in the land of the Vols, they didn't like him when Coach Summer was alive. They don't like him now, but you got to give him respect. I mean, he's earned it.
Yeah, I mean, guys like that are, just blue chip coaches and know how to get it done. They know how to get the players. You look at programs like that, and that goes with, men's and women's sports. You know, in the women's side, you've got UConn and Tennessee, and you know these teams are always there.
Mhm.
You know, and people are going to hate them just because their team is not them.
Mhm.
You know,
They win all the
it is.
time.
Yeah. So you ask any of those teams who hate Ariema, well, would you like for him to come and be your coach? They're lying through their teeth if they say no.
Well, exactly.
You know, so
We hate him, but we take him.
we hate him, but we take
If
him.
he make us a winner, we take him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't realize he was 71 years old. So you know he's getting a little long in the tooth. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do this, but I wouldn't walk away now. He's got a pretty good nucleus
Yeah.
come back next year too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So, all right. So the Gators tonight is what we're gonna say. So tomorrow, people will be texting us saying, "You morons, Houston won by 20."
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, if you looked at my bracket, which I'm glad nobody
Oh.
ever did, I threw it away a long time ago.
Yep.
But I'm not surprised by this. I mean, the other games were, I messed up on, but these two teams, I'm not too surprised. Yeah, of course, like I said, I had Duke beating Houston in the Final Four, but I mean, with a minute and a half left, that was a good pick.
Well, it was, yeah.
You know, so. But anyways, it's going to be a. I'm always a little bit sad on this night, on this day, because this is the last for a few months, and
Mhm.
I love college basketball, and so we'll see what the portal's going to do for all of our teams, and look forward to November. So.
Tennessee picked up Jacoby Gillespie out of Greenville, and they picked up a kid yesterday, a big 6'8" kid out of Vanderbilt, transferred, who had a double-double against Tennessee, which I thought was interesting. He turned right around, he's going to come be a ball now. So, you know, the playing surface is going to change here over the next 4 to 6 weeks. See, the transfer portal stays open for it's a couple of more weeks.
Yeah, I think that period is a couple more weeks. Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of guys coming and going, and so shoring up the team for next year, and they're out making phone calls and agents now for college basketball players saying how much money you gonna pay my kid.
Yeah, I mean think of the business of this now, because we had talked a couple weeks ago, and Kentucky they already had guys committed, and they were still in the tournament. So they got people out on the road working, as you said, as agents, signing kids whose season's already over with. It's just who would have thought this 20, 25 years ago? Just a different animal.
Yep. And name, image, and likeness. It's
Yeah.
not what's my major, what's my grade point average. It's how much you gonna give me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you think these guys go to class? No. 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, guys making $2-3 million, either playing football or basketball. They're gonna roll out and go to class. No. I can go ahead and tell you, no. Some might, but the majority will not. Why would they? They're making more money playing ball than they'll ever make, probably getting a degree.
They're making a whole lot more money than the guy that's going to teach them.
Yeah.
So.
That's a very good point.
So I don't know. I doubt that very highly, knowing they're only going to be there probably for a year. And so, we haven't really had this. We've talked a little bit about it, but something's going to have to give, because
I keep saying that.
You're taking scholarships away, scholarship opportunities away from other kids, even on
high school kids.
From high school kids, and it's just it's going to have to either become a big school, small school kind of thing, or you're going to have brackets of money. These schools can only because a Kentucky and a Tennessee can afford a whole lot more than a Marshall can.
Sure.
So is it going to turn into divisions, more divisions in college, and that kind of takes the fun out of it. So
that's exactly what
I have no problem with a kid getting some money. I used to be adamantly against that until, of all people, I'm not a big fan of Jalen Rose, but I heard Jalen Rose talk about that, and he was on when he was at Michigan, they were in a tournament somewhere, maybe in Chicago, and he said that the team had gone out just kind of for a walk around the city, and they stopped at they were walking by Nike Town there in Chicago. He said there in the window was my jersey. He said, and I can't remember what the price was, $100 or whatever it was. He said I couldn't afford to buy food, and they're making money off of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of set with me a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and resonated with me. But I have no problem with that. I have no problem with the kid making some money, but at the same time, there's got to be some allegiance to the university. There's got to be some accountability for the scholarship they give you, or they give money back to create more scholarships. Something's going to have to give.
Said that on baseball before you got here today. Vladimir Guerrero just signed a contract, 14 years for $500 million. Now, at some point out there somewhere, as I've said, and it's going to happen, there's got to be a breaking point. I mean, Otani's contract, Soto's contract, $500 million for a 26-year-old guy for the next 14 years.
Yeah.
$500 million.
I was just talking last night with my future son-in-law, and he's a big Reds fan. And I told him, I said, you know the Reds aren't going to be able to keep Ellie. He said, you don't think? And I said,
No.
There's no way. And I said, look it up right now and see what he's predicted to go, his next contract. And I think he's got a year before arbitration. He's got this year, next year. They're projecting him to be $1 billion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at some point, I don't know who's paying for this. Either Gary and Tom are at the box office, I mean, the turnstiles, the tickets, concessions, souvenirs. Somebody's paying the money. And at some point, where's it going to end? Well, TV money. Well, okay, maybe. But, television. So when it comes down to Gary and Tom won't drive to Cincinnati to watch a game, will stay at home watching on TV. I guess the TV people win. But then the ballparks have empty seats.
Yeah.
Then what happens? I mean, there's nobody there
Yeah.
because everybody's staying home because they can't afford to go.
Right.
So we'll watch it on TV with the remote, which people do.
Yeah.
So I don't know where, like these guaranteed contracts, particularly these NFL guys. I mean, they're getting like $66, $70 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Freeman rolled his ankle in the shower. Now he's on IL. He's going to get paid, but my point is, it's just that easy for something to go wrong.
Sure it is.
And then, or on the field, or on, in a football game, you're one hit out from being.
Yeah.
But you still won't get paid.
Right. Right.
Gary signed a guaranteed contract. Okay. First play, second play of the game, breaks an ankle, he's out for the rest of the year.
Aaron Rodgers.
That money's still coming, ain't it? It's called guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happened to Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah. Achilles.
First play of the game.
Yep. Achilles tendon. So I buy season tickets to come watch Gary play. Gary's not playing now.
Yeah.
I want my money back. Man, I bought my tickets specifically to go watch Gary Ruggs. He's a hot rod football player or basketball or whatever sport it is. And he gets hurt, he's out for the year. He's still getting paid. Well, I don't want to go watch him play now. He was the draw.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't have the answer, but I do this show every day thinking, at some point, this money is just crazy. Now you're talking L.A. De La Cruz, probably $1 billion when he gets ready to sign.
Yeah.
And then what happens there is everybody says, oh, he gets it. Look at me. He's been around 2 or 3 years. I've been around 8 or 9 years. Look at my numbers. I need a pay raise. And I'm going to get it.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
it's crazy, supply and demand. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
Gators tonight.
Going with Gators tonight. Yeah.
Going to Gators.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll know here in about what, 8 hours?
8 hours.
8 hours now.
Yeah.
They'll tip it up and get after it.
Can't wait.
Yep. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We are here live at Chick-fil-A. Hello to Barbara Johnson. Derek Butlin, hello to you. Dale Dixon, Greg Shutt, S-H-U-T-T. That's a new name. Hello to Monica Escobar. That's a new name. Wherever you are, Monica, thank you. Carol Roop, R-U-P-P-E. Chris Renner, and one more hello to, and thank you to Kenneth Kins, K-I-N-Z. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So what's going on right now at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we are accepting short-term and long-term residents. We definitely specialize in our short-term. We're very proud of our rehab department, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy. We want you to come. If you want, a couple weeks of rehab, we'll be happy to help you and get you back home. We'd love to have any long-term residents. If you need our services, we're here. We just want to be just to serve our community the best we can.
Why Ivy Hall Nursing Home? There's a lot of them out there. Why do you feel like you guys are the best?
Well, we just feel like that at Ivy Hall, it's a family-run business. My mom is the owner. Myself and my sister, we both work there. We just feel like you're going to get more personal touch at Ivy Hall. If you want to talk to the owner administrator, call, ask for Judy. We just want to provide the personal touch.
And they do. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook or ivyhallnursinghome.com if you'd like to apply for a job. We're hiring CNAs, LPNs, RNs, housekeeping, whatever. You can go on there and fill out an application, and somebody will get in touch with you.
One of our great sponsors here, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, our buddy Joseph Taylor right there, as you see, with Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
It's important to hire a professional because you want a quality, trained, and licensed person working in your home. All of my staff are factory trained and have years of experience. With today's technology in heating and air conditioning systems, you want a trained professional working on your system. Our motivation to provide our customers with the best service is years of experience. We've been in business for 35 years and we plan on being in business for another 35 years, so we want to make our customers happy.
And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. Appreciate Gary stopping by here and kind of breaking it down. It's pretty simple. Clayton's the key to this whole thing. If he goes well, they go well. If he doesn't, then it's Houston's game, I think. I think they have more weapons. That's not to slight the Florida team, but I was hoping you were here.
What's happening?
Come on in here, T to the fourth power.
Eat more chicken.
Eat more. We spin this around here. This is an impromptu visit from the owner of the company. Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing well. How is everybody in the land of Facebook?
And Facebook and YouTube.
That's right.
We're rocking along. Rick says it's rainy and cold today down in Pensacola, so it's rainy and cool up here. It's not cold, but it's cool, isn't it?
Well, I guess there's worse places to be.
Absolutely. I like it here, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're a basketball guy. Tonight, national championship. Florida Gators or the Houston Cougars? Who do you like and why?
Oh, gosh.
It's going to be a great game.
I think Florida is they're hard to stop, but
yes, they do.
Houston's hard to wrestle with, so it should be a good one.
Yeah,
should be a real good one.
Gary's just here. We were talking before you got here that Clayton's the key. If they can stop him, or if they can't stop him,
what a player!
He can play. So it comes down to
he
can Houston stop him? I don't know. I'm sure that's what their goal is.
Well,
cut the head off.
Florida's got a lot of depth and they got a lot of size. They're the tallest team in college basketball, and those tall guys have a lot of talent. So, and Condon had 1 point and fouled out the other night against Auburn. So if he has a good game and Clayton has a good game, I don't think Houston has a chance. But again, Houston is scrappy. They are scrappy as they come.
And they got a chip on their shoulder.
And they got a pretty good daggone coach too. He is.
I love the quote he said. We played in the Big 12. That's not exactly the toy poodle league this year. I love that. Loved it.
Yeah. So, they didn't get a lot of credit. The SEC got all the credit this year, but the ACC was down. Clemson was very competitive. Carolina came on a little late and was competitive. And then you had Duke, and that's really about it.
Very well put. So, number one is number one, mighty Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators for the national championship down in San Antonio. So, baseball out of the gate. Giants of all teams, the best team in baseball right now, 8-1.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
I hadn't seen it. I saw the Rangers are doing well. I try to keep up with the Rangers, obviously.
With Evan?
Evan had a good game last night at AAA.
Mm-hmm.
He scored 3 runs, had a hit, 2 walks, I think.
He'll be back.
And so he's doing. He got some time last night, which was great to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of good teams.
Mm-hmm. He's in Round Rock, by the way, the AAA.
AAA, just south of
Rangers.
Just south of Dallas.
Yep. And Landon Knack is with the Oklahoma City team, the AAA with the Dodgers.
Okay.
So he went down for a little while too. But they got so many arms. I just get ready to give the story of Blake Snell's going to the DL with an inflamed shoulder that lefty for the Dodgers. They just paid some unbelievable amount of money.
Yeah.
For the Dodgers, or for this guy, what was it, $182 million, 5 years? So you're a business guy. We've talked about this before. So it has to stop somewhere. I'm not a very sharp guy, I don't guess, but I keep thinking, all right, Guerrero just signed a contract, $500 million for 14 years. Ohtani had his. Soto signed his this year. You got NFL guys getting guaranteed $50 and $60 million whether they play or not.
Josh Allen got over $150 million.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
So you own this Chick-fil-A franchise. So you're a smart business guy because this place rocks. But looking down the line, I mean, how can they continue to pay those kind of astronomical fees? I mean, so Josh Allen, if he goes out tomorrow and blows his shoulder out, he still gets his money.
Yeah.
And if I buy season tickets to go see the Bills play, I go to see Josh Allen. Now he can't play. Well, I'm not going to go watch him play.
No.
So where do you think it's going to end out there? Because Gary just said he's probably right. The guy from the Reds, year after next, you're looking at Ella De La Cruz. They're talking possibly $1 billion. This guy, $1 billion.
No way.
Where does it end? Can they keep up with it? I guess you're a business guy. Can it continue?
Well, I always think back to when Bobby Bonilla signed that deal with the Mets. I think they're still paying him, and a lot of these listeners probably don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's been getting paid, I think, $1.5 million or $2 million or something like that.
Every
it was like a
month.
30-year contract.
Yep.
And then they spread it out. I don't know how long. Maybe till he's 70 or something. I don't know.
Every year he gets $1 million.
Yeah. But Ohtani, they structured his contract. The Japanese are paying him to play because the TV money they get from broadcasting the games when he plays comes from Japanese TV, so their money's paying for him. So that's pretty smart on the Dodgers' part.
Mm-hmm.
These other guys, though, I don't know how you're going to work that out. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's enough chicken sandwiches in the world to do that.
Well, you hire me. Tom, we're going to hire you. Guaranteed. We're going to pay you, I don't pick something, $25,000. I don't know what it is. But you're going to guarantee me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I come in the first day and I do something to my hand, burn my hand on the fryer or whatever. I'm out for 6 months. Well, he's still going to give me a paycheck.
Still got to pay you.
Still got to pay me because it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. I don't get how they can continue to pay people. Now, hopefully they don't get hurt. But look at Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
The guy steps in the shower and redoes his ankle, and he's on the IL now, but he's still getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's guaranteed money. So you're a businessman. How long can you pay somebody that ain't working and get him a check? And you're gonna pay old Tom sitting home with his hand up in the air with it wrapped up in an ace.
Yeah, not being productive.
Not being productive, but you're still gonna pay me.
Yeah.
How long does that last for your business owner?
I don't think it lasts very long. Not in this model. Not in this
Not
model.
the Tommy Tip model.
No. Like I said, we don't have enough chicken sandwiches to sell to make up that. That's for sure. It's but with sponsorships and I don't know where their money comes from. Like I said with Ohtani, you knew the story behind the Japanese press and TV, broadcasting. But for these other guys, they're Dominican and South American, majority of them, and there's no money down there. They're not getting money from down there.
So
I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't think much. So they're going to put more on me and you to come to the ballpark, ticket prices, and concessions and souvenirs.
$14 popcorns and $19 hamburgers. And
So anyway, I don't have the answer. I just sit here and do this show, but it blows my mind. And so, what all's out there in the world of athletics is big, 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 big money, to say the least.
Yep,
So
that's right.
So we are enjoying. Let me tell you what. I get this every day. If you've not had this, it's like a Frosty, or it is a Frosty, like a smoothie, really. It's called the Frosted Pineapple Dragon Fruit. I get one every day. 360 calories. Not that. I mean, it's not like it's a. I think milkshakes have more calories if you're watching calories, but it is awesome. You got it 4 ways. You get Sunjoy, the lemonade, the tea, and the frosted. Yeah. And it's now when's the peach milkshake? It's coming June.
Yeah, I'll be here in June.
June. Yeah. So this is.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, in the fall we'll have banana pudding back again.
Ooh.
We haven't had it since 2012.
Oh.
So it's incredible as well. That's what the story is right now. We'll know when we get the supplies in. But on a brighter note, if that's any brighter, today's 14 years.
Today?
We've been in Elizabeth.
Congratulations.
April 7th, 2011, we opened the doors to this place.
That's why you had the 14 balloons out there. I kept thinking, what?
We just took a picture. But yeah, can you believe it?
14 years.
I met you in 2012, I think.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 13 years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Been
Think
coming
so.
13 years
so.
we've been coming here. Yep. So, and love it. So, George Gwynn says, hello, gentlemen. That's my container man.
Yeah.
He's a jewel.
He is a
He
jewel.
is a piece of work.
You got to dig dirt. You got to dig a lot of dirt to find that jewel, but he's in there. So.
He's a great guy.
Yep.
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 I'm appreciating him being my sponsor too. So
you can dump all your worries on the George.
That's
Put
it.
it in the container for you.
I saw him down here. So it's just back this way, isn't it, where the fast was.
Yeah.
It's gone. I saw the container man.
Yeah.
Container up there, cleaning it out.
Yep.
So putting in a car wash.
That's what we need.
Yeah, we need another car wash 100 feet away from the one we got. Makes total sense to me. But
Yeah. Yeah.
How about another restaurant? That'd be good.
Good sit down.
Good sit down.
Restaurant. Yeah.
But or something. But
yeah, you don't want to hear me talk about competition, but I agree. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, it makes the community better.
Sure.
Well, it rounds it off a little bit. So.
And Chick-fil-A is going to get theirs. We know that because it is who it is, and you run a great store. But anyway, they're going to have a container man tore it down back down there, and the word is going to put a car wash in where the old fast was. So we'll see. So I'd look around. There's a lot of growth up here on Hudson Street, right across from Dr. Holly up on the hillside. They're putting up something right there, and place else I saw, well, they put that Waggles in down here. That's new.
Yeah.
So we had growth in Elizabeth, which is good. People are figuring out this is a good place to come do business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really
Absolutely.
is. So Ross is right over here, the dress shop. So that's new. They got a Ross in Johnson City, ain't that far away. So they understand there's money over here to be spent in Carter County and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So the sandwich right now is the barbecue.
Oh yeah.
It's
Hadn't had it.
It's rocking, isn't it?
It's really good.
Yeah.
You can get your choice of original Chick-fil-A chicken with it, or the grilled chicken, or spicy chicken. You get bacon, barbecue sauce, and the bacon is not standard bacon. It's got some seasonings on it that will knock your socks off. So, definitely hadn't had that. You need to come get it. It's limited time only, just like the dragon fruit beverage. But yeah, it's really good. Really good.
It is good. It's awesome, as a matter of fact. And now, summertime's right around the corner. You've got, pick something. Graduation parties, field days, vacation Bible school, class reunions, wedding receptions, on and on we go that you need food outdoors. And
Baseball games.
Baseball
right at
games.
the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of folks out there the other night. I went to the game, and they're all gathered around with heaters and sitting around hanging out with each other. Hey, come by and grab some nuggets and some gallons of tea and dragon fruit lemonade, and because you can put the dragon fruit in the gallon beverages as well. And have a little get together down there and watch a ball game.
Oh, you get the tea in a gallon, dragon fruit tea? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's great with lemonade.
So tomorrow we'll probably the games are already canceled today. So tomorrow we'll probably have heaters, and we'll be looking for something to stay warm. Chicken noodle soup may work up there in the press box.
Absolutely.
Oh, baby. I love a chicken noodle soup. Only one makes better chicken noodle soup I've said all along was my late grandmother, God rest her soul. But beyond that, ain't nobody makes chicken noodle soup like Chick-fil-A. It's good.
It's delicious.
Oh, I love it. Love it. In fact, you just talked me into it. And then if nothing else, get the religious experience called mac and cheese. It is good night. I could eat that by the buckets.
Yeah.
That cheese on top. I don't know what you do to your mac and cheese, but Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese like none other. I don't know what the secret recipe is, if there is one, but it's good.
I don't know it either. We just cook it. So they just tell
We
us.
just cook it
They
and
sell
sell
it to us, and we cook it.
I came out of the night. He was putting together some. Where'd you take it up in Bluff City somewhere, Piney Flats? You were taking a big old order up
Oh
there.
yeah. We did a bunch of sandwiches for Home Shopping Network.
Home Shopping Network. That's
Yeah,
right. So,
yeah.
and
we
so
did a lunch order and a dinner order.
Yeah.
So.
So if you have a large group like them or a small group, pick it. If you want to do breakfast or lunch or dinner, it's a phone call
We
away.
did 100 biscuits this morning for a golf tournament for a veterans deal at Blackthorn. So, yeah, we can take care of things.
Yep. 297-1266. What'd you say? 12 years we've been together?
14.
14 years.
Yeah, you've been here probably 12.
12.
But we've been open 14.
14 years. I've been here 12. Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
Started, yep, you're right. Started back in 2013. So I can do it in my sleep. 297-1266. We've had a lot of growth here, too.
We have.
I mean, look at if you go back to where it was and how it is now, it's night and day.
Changed the whole building and the inside, and then obviously the remodel on the outside, and just the way the community supported us. And, you know, we love to give back. So I think it's a great relationship that Chick-fil-A has with Elizabeth and Carter County.
He'll know this. The motto, True Kathy, used to be up on the wall. What was the motto? Chick-fil-A motto is? About taking care of your brethren.
Oh, to glorify God by being the faithful steward, all comes in contact with us and be a positive influence on all that we come in contact with.
It's up here in his brain, so he knows it. Say it one more time.
I teach my kids that I coach too.
Absolutely.
Be a positive, basically in a nutshell, is be a positive influence on and all that you come in contact with, in a good steward of what God's given us.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what used to be up on the wall there.
Yeah.
And so that's the motto of True Kathy, the late True Kathy, and Chick-fil-A, and they still live by it. So
absolutely, it's the first thing you see when you get to the front doors of the corporate office. Right before you go in, there's a little monument there that has that engraved in stone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the cool part about Chick-fil-A is you can get here. You can go to pick some place, Lexington, Kentucky. You can go to Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's the same. The consistency is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't change.
Right.
Now, some restaurant chains can't say that because I can tell you that firsthand. What you thought you were getting in one restaurant and the same restaurant, you go to another one, it's not the same. Chick-fil-A is consistent, is it not?
it's supposed to be.
It
That's
is.
our goal. Yeah.
It is. So
locally owned and operated. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, how do we do what we do because we're involved. Operators are involved in what's going on in the business.
Yep.
And you get great people to come work.
And here we are.
Can't do it without the folks.
No.
That work here.
All right, so last question. I'm going to give you a checkbook, and you're the Atlanta Braves guy. You're 1-8. What do we do? How do we fix it? Again, we fix it.
It's a long season. Keep playing
Just
ball.
just ride it out.
Keep playing ball.
Yeah. Keep catching and throwing it and hitting it.
Was it 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Greenville went 0-7 and won the state championship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
First year we were there?
Yeah.
So you just keep playing ball. It's a long season. Well, the Rangers proved that a couple of years ago. They came back. They were
dead in the water.
They were out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, something happened, and
I think it was Evan Carter.
It was Evan.
That's what I think it was.
Yeah.
He sparked him.
He did.
So, but he'll be back. He's down on the farm, as they say, but he'll be back. So
yeah.
That outfit will weed itself out. Some of those guys, they can't keep all those guys on the roster.
Well, he's been out for a whole year, so it takes time to get readjusted.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? So obviously he's got a good eye. He had 3 walks last night. So
he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
You can't do what he did 2 years ago to set the Major League Baseball postseason most doubles ever. I mean, they're using him in the same sense as Babe Ruth. And, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kid's 20 years old from Elizabethton. So
yeah.
He'll be, as Arnold says in the movie, I'll be back. He'll be back.
That's right.
So who you taking tonight? Florida?
I'm taking Florida.
Got the Gators?
Yeah.
I got him in my bracket. Houston's going to give him a run because he's got him portrayed as, chip on the shoulder with the underdog. Nobody likes us. It's going to be all Duke Saturday. We beat them. And it's all Florida tonight. We're going to beat them.
Mm-hmm. Duke beat themselves.
Yeah,
but
they panicked.
But Houston caused the panic.
I think down the stretch. Do you think they panicked?
Oh, yeah.
They tightened up.
Well, freshman mistake. Cooper Flag's a great player. He lost the Kentucky game, turnover. He lost Clemson game, turnover. He fell in another game, caused a walk, turnover. And then he almost shot an air ball yesterday or Saturday in the game, which the end cost him the game. So
good point.
He's a great player, but you can't make those mistakes down the stretch. You have 6 points with a minute and 30 seconds to go, or 9 points with a minute 30 to go.
9 point lead.
An 11-1 run or something. So
yeah.
And they got a technical foul in the middle of it. Houston did.
And they still beat them.
Still beat them. Yeah.
Congratulations, 14 years.
Thanks, brother.
That's awesome. I'm glad I'm part of it. I love this guy. We call ourselves T to the Tommy Tips and Tom Taylor, T to the fourth power. That's what I guess she told us that, didn't she? She came up there. You came up with that.
I don't know.
Either you're married, one of us. One of you
always
guys
called
came
me
up.
T squared back in high school.
So now it's 4 T's is T to the fourth power.
Fourth power, yeah. That's some algebra or geometry. I don't know what that is.
That's way over my head.
It's complicated.
I do good. 2 + 2 is 6 all day long. So
Yeah,
there you go.
that's
What
right.
Jethro Bodine say? 4 times not still. Say 4 times not still not. All right, you're a good man, Charlie Brown. So let's, as a matter of fact, let's bring your little girl on here and let her talk a little bit. Here's Molly Hurley on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Molly Hurley with Chick-fil-A here in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. The seasonal key lime and the grilled spicy deluxe. That's our current specials. Tell us about them, would you please?
Yes, so we have our frosted key lime lemonade. You can also get it as just regular lemonade in sweet tea or as a Sunjoy. It's a real exciting flavor. We had it a while ago and it was a fan favorite, so I'm glad they brought that back. And then we also have brought back our grilled spicy deluxe, which is a spicy grilled filet with lettuce and tomato, and it automatically comes with Colby Jack cheese, but you can switch it out for pepper jack or American if you want.
Trays. Anytime's going to be a good time for a tray from Chick-fil-A. You got football playoff games. You got the college basketball season. You've got the Super Bowl coming up. You've got birthday parties. You've got looking down the line field days coming up in schools. Name the reason. Tell us about trays at Chick-fil-A.
Yes, so you can do tray for any event. We have breakfast trays as well for mornings until 10:30, and then you can do nuggets, strips. We've got mac and cheese, fruit, salads, grilled wrap trays. Really a little bit of something for everybody. So you can just give us a call or go online, and we'd be happy to take care of you.
Yep, the phone number is 297-1266. Family meals. Tell me about that from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, so this is a new offering Chick-fil-A has started. It's on the Chick-fil-A app. You can get a 30-count nugget, 30-count grilled nugget, or a 10-count strip, and then you can choose between fries, mac and cheese, and fruit, and it also comes with 4 desserts. So it's a great option if you're wanting to bulk order for your family if you don't have time to cook dinner one night. It's a great way to be able to do that and get a little bit of something for everybody.
Do it on the app. So tell us again what's available out there.
A 30-count nugget. You choose between a 30-count nugget, grilled 30-count nugget, or a 10-count strip, and then you can choose between your sides of fries, mac and cheese, and fruit, and then you get 4 desserts as well.
Dessert options are?
You can get 4 cookies, 4 brownies, or 2 and 2 of each, and then it's not included in the meal, but you can also add gallons of sweet tea or lemonade for everybody, and it comes with an 8-ounce bottle of sauce as well.
This is on your app.
Yes.
It's awesome. On your app, which is Chick-fil-A One, right?
Yes.
That's what
Yep,
you get.
The Chick-fil-A app. You can earn points. We've got free stuff on there quite a bit, so check your app for some new rewards every week.
Yep. Chick-fil-A and Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. We love them. Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show to wrap this thing up again. We want to, again, let's hit that right there and kill that. Let's run down NASCAR yesterday. Denny Hamlin did it again. Hamlin again getting his second win of the season, number 5 at Darlington, and his 56th of his career. Of course, they're coming to Bristol this weekend. It's race weekend, as you know. Top 10 from yesterday in Darlington: Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney. Then you had the 6 through 10. Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain will be at Piney Flats Food City at 3:30 on Friday for a shake and greet, signing autographs and what have you. At 3:30 on Friday, Ross Chastain, Food City, Piney Flats. First 100 folks on Friday to see him. He finished 7th, Chase Elliott 8th, 9th was Ty Gibbs, rounding out the top 10 was Kyle Busch. And so now the boys come to Bristol, as we said. Here's your top 16 right now after 8 races of the season. Your top 16, if they ran today, would be as follows: Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch now in the top 16. On the outside looking in are A.J. Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and John Hunter Nemechek. Here's the schedule. It's a triple hitter coming to town. On Friday night will be the Weather Guard truck race at Bristol on Friday night. At 7:30 on Saturday at 5 o'clock will be the SciAps 300, the Xfinity race. Then on Sunday, the big boys at 3 o'clock will drop the green flag for the Food City 500. Coming up this coming Sunday. Let's see what everything does. Everything opens up, gets cranked up in a big-time way on Friday with the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series practice, qualifying. Of course, they'll race it on Friday night for the driver intros, and the race itself starts at 7:30. That will be the Weather Guard truck race, the Craftsman Series, on Friday night. On Saturday they'll be practicing all day long to see what time's the track open. The gates open at, let's see here, where are we? Trying to see what time the gates open. Looks like it opens up 11 o'clock on Saturday. Then on Sunday, gates open at 9 o'clock on Sunday. So, trying to go down through all this. So anyway, that's what's going on. Triple header coming up this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. The lads of NASCAR are in town, ready to go. The world's last great Coliseum, world's fastest half mile, again, the Bristol Motor Speedway, and we'll see how things go on Friday night with the trucks, Saturday on the Xfinity Series, and Sunday for the Cup Boys and the Food City 500. That's going to do it. Tomorrow will be at Milligan University. We're looking forward to being out at Milligan tomorrow, talking to Brendan Sweeney, the Assistant Athletic Director, and some of the coaches of a very successful athletic season for Milligan University. We'll be there tomorrow. Wednesday will be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Thursday will be at Carter County Bank here in Elizabethton, and Friday we'll wrap up the week at Food City on a Food City Friday in the race weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, they come through here all the time. A lot of campers are heading up to the track. We passed a lot yesterday on the interstate. And so a lot of those will come through here and will stop here at Chick-fil-A on their way to Bristol, come back through the western North Carolina and stopping here in Elizabethton, and in particular here at Chick-fil-A. This is probably the closest Chick-fil-A to the track, really. Maybe the one at the Pinnacle's a little bit closer, the one up on that end, but I know a lot of them come here, a lot of them come to the one in Johnson City as well. So it's going to be a busy week, a lot of traffic in town. Be nice to them to bring a lot of money. That's the key. Bring a lot of money to spend, again, for race weekend, the spring race at Bristol Motor Speedway, again, this coming Sunday, the Food City 500. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We appreciate you very, very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll wrap it up as we always do with the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man hung on the cross. This is one of those classics out of the book. This is out of the book of Philippians. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's a good one, to say the least. So, Here it is right here. Yep. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. That's the verse today. Max Lucado says, you're never without help. You're never without hope or strength. You're stronger than you think because God is nearer than you might imagine. That's a great way to look at it. Philippians 4:13. And that's a good way to end the show. Thanks again to our guest. Again, Keith Hart from the East Tennessee Nursery Association. We had Andrew DeVos from Northeast Community Credit Union. We had Leslie Broccoli from Sycamore Shoals and Gary Rowe talking hoops tonight, the national championship, Houston and Florida. And we had a cameo from the owner celebrating 14 years today. They opened up Chick-fil-A here in Elizabethton, which we appreciate them very, very much. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back tomorrow, we'll do it all over again. We'll close out by always saying, bloom where you planted, and win or lose, big at sport. Thanks for watching show number 2,261. 2,261 of the Tom Dillon Sports Show here on this 7th day of April, 2025. Back tomorrow from Milligan University. And Jillian will say, as always, bloom where you planted, and win or lose, big at sport. And thanks for watching number 2261.